I'll take recap this time.
Yeah, that's fine, bud.
Ready for it?
Read the.
All right, I am recording. So, recap. The party confronted Father Donovich about the screams coming from beneath his church and learned the horrifying truth. His son Doru had been turned into a vampire spawn by Strahd a year ago, and he had been locked in the cellar ever since. After Jinx challenged the priest's inaction as selfish torture rather than compassion, Xavath offered to end Doru's suffering, and the grieving father reluctantly agreed. The party descended into the cellar where they found the monstrous Doru, and after Graven used his own blood as bait and Jinx restrained the creature with magical rope, Graven drove a silvered sword through Doru's heart. Jinx crafted a headstone for the young man, and that night the party attended a burial ceremony for both Doru and the burgomaster. At midnight, hundreds of ghostly apparitions rose from the graves and marched toward Castle Ravenloft, including the spirits of Doru and the burgomaster, revealing that the dead were cursed to march to the castle every night for eternity, forever owned by Strahd. The next morning, the party prepared to journey to Kresk with Ismark and Ireena. Graven purchased magical dream pastries from an old woman, and after eating them, he fell into a unnaturally deep sleep filled with happy memories. Excuse me, prompting Ismark to warn of their addictive nature. After Ireena retrieved mementos from her mother's grave, the group set off along the old Svalich road, encountering searchers looking for missing villagers and hearing mysterious shuffling sounds coming from the south. At the Ilvlis, how do you pronounce that? Is it Ivlis?
Yeah.
Ivlis.
Yeah.
The Ivlis River crossroads, they decided to head toward the Vistani camp for a rest, but along the trail they discovered an injured raven impaled by silver barbs. When Jinx struck the bird, intending to end its suffering, it transformed into an unconscious, wounded woman. Xavath, God damn it, rushed to heal her with divine magic, and as her eyes fluttered open, the session ended with the party uncertain of who she was or what danger she might bring.
Any questions?
No, sir. Not on my end.
Did
We're
we ever
still on
get
the.
a dis-
Good.
I was just gonna ask, did we ever get a proper description of the one girl that's missing from Mad Mary? I don't remember ever having that conversation. That's why I'm just curious.
No, you all didn't ask what she actually looked like.
Yeah, not a physical description. We just know she's like, what, 18-ish young woman? That's all we really know.
Okay. And with that, we will begin. So yeah, where we ended up was there was the raven with, I failed to mention one small detail about said raven. The tips of the raven's wings were blue, like a electric blue. Upon Jinx doing what he thought was the right thing in the moment.
What pond?
This raven creature showed her true form as a female. Now that female is all in photo reference for you all. She does in fact have the tribal tattoos on her face, along with what this picture doesn't show is her left eye is also blue, matching her eyebrow. The other is black, and her eye is also black. She is unconscious.
Two-tone.
I'll hand it over to you boys, and that's where we were at. We were at the fork in the road where you all were going up to the Tser pool, if I remember correctly. We had just branched off when you all came across this woman.
I wouldn't. Xavath, after healing, I turned to Ismark. What's his name? Ismark?
It's quick.
Ismark.
Bismarck. Okay.
Bismarck.
I'll charge him, but like, who's this?
And, he takes a second and kind of looks her over. I don't know.
Not from your town at all.
He shakes his head, his eyes a little bit wider than usual, kind of just stunned at what exactly just happened. Says, I've never seen this woman in my life. He looks at his sister and kind of waiting, and she shakes her head. No, she's not from the village of Barovia.
Oh shit.
No idea. She takes a second and bends down, kind of inspecting the woman. I've never seen any symbols like this, and kind of like brushes her thumb on her on her forehead to move her hair out of the way to see the full length of the tattoo. I'm sorry. I wish we could be more of a help, but no.
Does she still have silver barbs sticking out of her?
She does.
Jinx is going to delicately pull them out.
Okay. Give me a medicine check.
My dice shit.
You all watch as Jinx kind of like walks over, and you all can tell he's kind of inspecting where these barbs are sticking out of her. Guidance cast. It's really just to see how.
I got a nat one. I got a nat one. I'm not even gonna roll for guidance.
Oh boy.
Already?
Guidance is 2 for a total of 3. So yeah, first roll of the night, boys. You all were rolling your 20s and shit, and you fucked me. That was on the new fucking Lord of the Rings dice too.
Let's go to the bed.
Oh wait! I get a +2, so that makes it a 5 in total.
God damn it! I thought he was for real. I thought you were being serious. Get out of here.
So she's unconscious. You are able to remove all 7 of these. The 7 silvery barbs. Anyways, while you try to do it as almost trying to retrace the exact path that it came in, that it came into the body to mitigate additional damage. You, however, are not very well trained in surgical procedures. She doesn't take any like additional damage or anything, but she's definitely going to have some gnarly scars on her body from when these heal. I would also say, just because obviously this is what any of us would do, and I don't need someone to be like, I would put bandages on the wounds. Of course you would. If you all had cloth or something, I'm sure you all would try to her up as well as possible.
We just let her bleed.
Right, just let her bleed out. So essentially, we'll classify her as stabilized.
Okay, with like 8 health.
Okay.
Did it.
Because
I think
you
it was
healed like
9.
8 or 9, didn't you?
It was like
Yeah.
8 or 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
She is, however, still unconscious. You can see that while her breathing is labored, it's regular. She has a regular heartbeat. You all just can't seem to wake her up.
Okay. Should we bring her with us to the seer pools?
We just can't let her die in the street.
So we can't just leave her here.
I mean,
At least take her somewhere.
For precaution, we might want to bound her. I mean,
I
she
could send
was
a
a
very-
fucking bird. Now she's a person.
That could send the wrong message too, to be fair.
Ismark speaks up as you all are having this conversation. With us going to see the Vistani, I wouldn't recommend coming in with a
hostage.
person being hogtied, especially one that's already incapacitated. After all, we were trying to get information and help from them, not to have And he leans in just a little bit and have curses bestowed. And he does this.
And all of us, like, I guarantee you, all of us just kind of like slow blink at him, like, bruh. We know about curses.
I will make sure that the silvery barbs that was pulled out of her, I gather and just throw them in a pouch for it.
I was gonna do the same thing.
Leave it to the fucking Hoover, bro.
I was gonna do it because I'm an artificer, for the record.
I know why.
It makes sense for
Yeah,
me.
you have a good reason to do it.
I know I do.
I do too.
The fucking Hoover over here just pulled 2 items.
Coming from the guy with 2 silver swords.
Look, I was gonna give you the long one
Look.
to do your artificial things. We just haven't ran in time for it. Okay.
There it is. Look.
Look.
I'm
All
getting
right,
a
so
t-shirt with that shit made. Look.
You can wear it after he wears that barbarian one that we sent him.
how are you guys moving her?
I mean, Jinx can probably take the weight and just carry her.
Yeah, I mean she's not very large. She is human, probably 5'1", 5'2", dark skin complexion, beautiful black hair that feathers off into like a blue ombre. All right, settle down, you fucking goth nerds. All right, settle down.
Oh no, I'm tweaking.
Yeah.
I'm tweaking over the dark skin complexion. I'm trying to say something.
Put it in there. He started the. He did it.
I didn't say the word.
What is just real quick? 'Cause I have all kinds of notes up for this because there's so much RP that's about to happen. What's everybody's passive perception?
Shit.
14.
Fitting.
17.
Xavath, you, as Jinx is beginning to kind of like hoist, and Ismark's kind of help and just gently, don't want to hurt her anymore. As they're starting to kind of load her up on Jinx's shoulder. Like a sack of potatoes is how I'm kind of imagining it, right? Just a slumped body, just whatever, it works. You hear a rhythmic, like, I don't know if this is going to come through my fucking speaker or not. All right. I'm going to try.
He's sucking his own dick.
No. No. You hear a rhythmic galloping
Okay.
in the distance, and you take a second, you listen, and it's becoming louder. You are headed up to the northeast. It sounds like it's coming from the west towards you all.
Toward us.
Through the
I still got
woods.
I still got my find familiar up.
Yep.
I will send it that direction.
Okay. And you can go, what, 100? Is it 100 feet?
There's no limit to how far I can go. It can communicate with me within 100 feet. I would send it out, have it recon, and come back, basically. If we can hear it, it can't be too fucking far away.
No, exactly. You all watches, because it's the bird, right?
Yeah, it's a raven.
Yeah, that's right. You all watch as the raven kind of goes straight up and gets blinded by the canopy of the tree line. And maybe no more than 30 seconds later, the raven's back hovering over you all. And it can communicate to you, right?
Yep.
It's going to tell you that there's a skeleton donning armor riding a horse.
A skeleton donning armor riding a horse?
Yes.
Jinx would say that out loud.
And one step further, the raven would go on to describe a very familiar red and blue armor set that you all saw somebody wearing at the very beginning of this campaign.
That was Gustav in the forest, wasn't it? If I remember correctly.
Just quick. That those footsteps from last session that we heard. How long ago was that when we heard it?
Which footsteps? Oh. That was.
The zombie family in the forest. It's
I-
like 2 hours from where we started.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I need to ask because I still have mage armor from then.
That would have been like,
That's-
I would say
that's-
probably about an hour ago. You know what I mean?
That's fine. I couldn't remember what the timeline was, and I cast that when we heard footsteps. So just in case.
Jinx would turn around and convey what was seen, and say, "I think we need to two-step it to the cedar poles that are north of here," and then Jinx starts slam dancing like he's in a mosh pit. He said two-stepping, not literally, but
Yeah, I got it.
Dial the autism down. Let's move.
I can't do that.
Can't.
We'll
That's
move,
not how
though.
that works. Full throttle.
It's on or it's off, buddy. There's no dial.
I wonder where the off button is.
I take it. I take it nobody argues to get the fuck off the road with a skeleton horseman in the vicinity.
No, that's probably.
I mean, do we? How far are we? How far do we believe we are using Ismark's knowledge from the cedar poles, roughly?
So as Jinx, as you kind of say, hey, how about we get to two-stepping? Ismark looks up and says, it's no more than a 10-minute jog. Come on.
Okay, this thing's probably too close for that. I don't know that we can stay on the road for 10 minutes and not encounter this thing, so it might be better to get off the road and hide somewhere, potentially.
So just so you remember, you all just took the branch off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just want to make sure that
It's gotta follow us. It's gotta come down and then come back up, but it's on a horse.
I got you. Okay.
That shouldn't take too long. So
Okay.
up to you guys. Hide or run. I can only run so fast with a person on my shoulders. That's going to slow me down. I would imagine.
As you all start to have this conversation, you all now hear the audible galloping, getting closer and closer, branches cracking under the weight of whatever beast this thing is riding.
Hiding it is, at least for me.
Hiding it is then.
Okay. Are you all just essentially like trying to hide within the vicinity, just off the fucking road?
Running into the woods, deep enough to be a good ways away from the path, but also quietly enough to not make a ton of noise to get that deep.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
We're not sprinting and making a ruckus.
I got you. Stealth checks.
Already 20.
17.
30-20.
9.
Fuck yeah. Reese is still here, I see.
Yes, Reese is still here. Okay. As you all wait, it only takes you, I mean, you guys are looking for pretty much like, not makeshift, but you're pushing as far as you can. You find something that you can actually hunker down and just trying to break that line of sight.
Yep.
Even with the shitty 9 roll, you guys are able to find, are you all staying together, or are you guys kind of like dispersing just to find, because it would be hard to find like an area that's, hold on, let me get the big ass cat off me.
I'd imagine we're going whatever direction makes the most sense for each individual person.
Yeah, just as I'm like splitting hairs and like pushing trees aside, I'm like, fuck. Shit.
Close enough that I can still find my friends when we try and leave the forest.
Like
Alright.
fucking branches picking off of my armor. It
Okay.
snaps back.
Thank you.
With
Ping.
the galloping coming from the west, you all already know you have to go northeast anyways. You push into the eastern side of the forest there, trying desperately to find just somewhere to hunker down, while being mindful of trying to stay at least within visual eyesight, or have an idea of where all of you all have kind of like hunkered. You all wait, and a minute and a half goes by. The galloping, very loud. You all hear the neigh of a horse And stops. I need one more stealth check.
More stealth.
Just X. Just X.
Oh, wait, got it. Sorry. I got my headset on. I need to go get a phone. I'll be right back.
We're excited to do another dice roll.
Dirty 20, baby.
Hell yeah.
X, it takes you a little bit longer to really find somewhere for you to tuck into, as all the good spots are taken. Like, you're that kid in hide and go seek that's just like, ah, fuck, ah, man, because everybody else knew exactly where they wanted to go. Right as that galloping, you get the sense that it's going to break through the tree line on the western side of the road. You find this little burrow. Doesn't really act as full cover, but more concealment.
Fucking hobbit.
You fucking lay down, keeping your eyes. And in front of you is, in fact, a skeleton. Right on top of a black horse that has fire in its eyes. As it breathes through its nose, just white smoke comes out. You can hear just the chatter of the horse. It stops for a second. The rider looks around. For a second, gazing right in your direction. I need one more stealth save.
Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Don't fart.
It's another 9, baby. Get it.
Shut the fuck up.
Somebody already fucked this roll. It's all good.
God damn it.
What you get? What'd you get? What'd you get? What'd you roll? What'd you roll?
A 3.
Yeah.
After the horseman standing and staring in your direction for what feels to you like an eternity, but realistically is only 30, 40 seconds at most. It kind of snaps its head away from you all the way it came. And you watch as it grabs the reins of the horse. The horse rears up and goes bolting off, not necessarily directly back the way it came, but towards the northwest. You lay still for another minute or two until that galloping finally dissipates.
May I remind you, you're allowed to use guidance on your own stealth rolls?
You may, because I mean, it wouldn't really matter.
It might have.
The last one saved me, so.
It was a 9, and a 10 is a common stealth check, ma'am. I'm just saying, 10 is a common DC for shit that we aren't told by a DM. That's all I'm saying.
He was rolling too, so he was being sneaky.
Oh, I was rolling perception against your...
Right. Just
Yeah.
myself. Oh boy. At this moment of hearing you gallop away, because I was the last one down, I'd be the first one up. Except, like, what the fuck was that? Like, we gotta go now.
Ismark comes back towards the road. Says it would probably be best.
What was that?
A rider. I told you there's many of things around here in the forest that aren't necessarily what they appear, and this isn't even nighttime. I told you the woods are very dangerous. My guess is a lost soul. I can assure you that's not the most odd thing you'll see.
Great. Very good.
You're starting to understand why I asked if you all would help us. He has like a genuine look of not like panic, but like when the reality sets in of like the situation that's before you guys.
Good. I think as a squad we move out.
Yes, Ismark speaks up. Ireena. Ireena! You all hear just branches breaking, and she comes out pulling like a leaf out of her hair. very well could have been a, what do they call it, Ismark? He goes, a spy. Yes, very well could have been a spy of the lands. It could be a damn soul. It could have been many of things. But that's really for us here now. Let's get moving. And I take it everyone's ready to fucking move.
Yep.
Okay.
Was he by chance called Carter Slade?
Okay. You all walk for about another 15 minutes or so. The sound of a waterfall echoes as you all can. As this path kind of starts to go from more of being east to the north. It kind of hits right up on the river and follows the riverbank up. And as you all continue to make your way north, the waterfall begins to get louder. So you all come up over a knoll. In front of you, in the distance, probably 500-600 yards, is a small encampment of 5 tents, a fire in the middle, and a couple wagons. You all hear Ismark say, "We made it." He looks at Ireena. Says, when we get here, why don't you go ahead and go find Madam Eva for us, please? Obviously, we have somebody that could use some medical assistance. And
I thought
Ireena
she was a
nods.
Velaki.
Who?
Madam Eva, I thought she was a Velaki, not the Seer Pulse. Did I get
That
that wrong?
being, you're not wrong yet.
Okay.
They said from, I think it was the second session, or third, whenever you all finally actually met Ismark and they started to talk to you all about all this,
Yeah.
said it's, Madam Eva can either be found in Velaki or the encampment.
Oh,
And
okay.
then he suggested stopping at the encampment just because of the distance. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So she nods, and you all make it in. As you all make it closer to the camp, the fire is in fact already going. There's a pot that's hanging over top of the flame itself with some sort of stew. There are a few children running around playing what seems to be a game of tag. And all in all, there's probably 15, 20 adults at this settlement. All of which are dressed exactly like the other Vistani that you've heard of, like the gypsies. Very colorful, ornate, like homemade wear that's a little oversized. Necklaces. A couple of them have bone necklaces that seem to be claws of some large cat, things of that nature. There's 2 gentlemen sitting by the fireside, one of which is playing a mandolin and the other is playing a lute. And they seem to be singing songs. As you all get close, Ismark stops and says, if you wouldn't mind just a minute, just wait here. Sometimes they can be strange about strangers, especially when you're not from here.
Is me not being living an issue?
No. He looks at you and says, no. It goes back to their history and superstitions. There have been a lot of people who have taken advantage of them through the years, especially with their gifts of being able to move between lands. So sometimes they can appear a little rough around the edges, but it shouldn't be a problem. I just want to go say hi to one of them and just give a heads up that you all are here. I assure you they'll treat you like family. And you've got a couple glances coming your all's way, but nobody's like stopped doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? You guys are probably about 100 yards away. Just people have taken notice that you all are here. But it's not like when, you know, certain colored people would walk into a bar in the 1960s. It's not a moment. It's not one of those. So
Calm it down. Calm it down.
At that time, he looks at
Sounds like my
Ireena
kind of people.
and says, I guess go see if Madam Eva's here. If so, we'll get this woman over to her tent. And Ireena says, okay, and goes on. Before she goes, she kind of turns around and says, just a word to the wise, is this, as she walks away.
Them mad.
And she kind of giggles as she does it, and she
When
goes
she
off.
says that, I'll look over to Graven and I'll be like, don't talk to anybody.
No fucking pies.
Just remember, you took a flight. You don't know how to fly. Let's not.
As you all kind of hang around, you watch as Ismark starts to walk towards the encampment, and one of the gentlemen that was sitting at the fire, he sets his lute down, and as he stands up, he raises his arms and screams, "Ismark!" And right back, Ismark says, "Stanimir, how have you been?" And they walk towards each other and at a quick pace and give each other a wonderful hug, and kind of they sit there and talk for a second and points back towards you all. And you hear him say, of course, and he kind of like pats fucking Ismark on the chest and says, your family is my family. Come. And he turns around and he's like 5'7", super bushy brown beard, long brown hair. Sort of looks like Haggard, but it's not Haggard, obviously. Just that same, just disheveled look.
You mean Hagrid?
Haggard.
Woof.
Yo, if you didn't say Hagrid, I would have thought he was going to say
Ready
something
for it?
completely different.
It's because I was just thinking about the CYK movie called Haggard, and that was not where I wanted to be in life.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
But yeah, Hagrid. And he waves you on without missing a beat. He turns and just, we've got company. And the children kind of stop for a second, look up, and see you all, and immediately the kids start running towards you all. A couple of them have balls, one has playing cards. And they literally just come over and start like play fighting, and like one comes up to Torin and just like, he can't be more than like 5 or 6, just lashes onto his leg and just starts hitting it as hard as he can. Of course it doesn't hurt. But
I don't know. 5-year-olds be punching you in your knee. That
I know
shit
they
hurt.
hurt. Yeah, they hurt.
just to see how fucking latched on this kid is, I lift my leg up to see if he's
no.
dangling.
Yeah, when you start to do that, he stops punching and just koalas onto it. And
He's like, not today, big boy.
He's like, and he just says, you have to try harder if you want to defeat me. And just as soon as you put your leg back down, he just goes back to fucking punching your leg.
Fireball.
And it's just like, and as all this has happened, Stanimir finally comes back over and he starts kind of heckling at the kids, like, all right, leave him alone. God, that's how you scare him away. And the one that was on, Torin's leg kind of walks by Stanimir, and Stanimir just like smacks him on the butt as he goes to walk by. He's like, show some manners.
Meanwhile, the kid turns around and she's like,
the kid just turns and goes. And as everybody kind of like starts to come out of the tents and everything, there's one blonde-haired woman, 5'2", 5'3", very skinny, not like anorexic skinny, but very slender. Seems to have a bottle of wine in her hands. And she was just kind of over there in her own little world, like Rulura, just dancing around as the gentlemen were playing their instruments. Nobody else seems, as you all see this, if you would take a look around, no one else seems to be inebriated. It's just kind of her having a good time. Yeah. And as that happens, Stanimir looks over at Ismark and says, well, you told him they're essentially family, right? And he goes, I told him you all can be sort of assholes to people you don't know. And he starts laughing. It's a big, jolly, like, humble laugh. He says, always, but anybody who walks with the likes of you are always welcome, always family. Come. There's plenty of room by the fire. Does anybody need of any assistance? And he notices the woman who is on Jinx's shoulder. And before anybody could even...
Before that even happens, I would sign to Jinx, do not tell them you punched her as a bird.
Awkwardly, he just gives you a thumbs up. There's one arm.
Just hold the lamp. Cool, bro.
Yeah, he's like this and just goes...
Yep.
As all this happens, as Mark speaks up, we found her on the turnoff for the encampment. She seemed to be beaten up pretty bad. Had a couple of silver barbs in her. Figured if nothing else, we could bring her here. Hopefully, you all can help her out. And Stanimir kind of chuckles for a second, but does get kind of serious in his demeanor after just kind of heckling. Says, well, I mean, you did the hard thing, which was keep her alive. I'm sure Madam could help her out if nothing else. Would you mind if I had a look at her? Ismark kind of looks over at Jinx. Would you mind setting her down gently, please?
He complies.
Picks her up, chokeslam.
Stanimir comes
Straight
over.
up Undertaker, bitch.
Stanimir comes over and starts one by one kind of peeling back the bandages. Good news is I've seen worse. Bad news is whoever the surgeon was that got those barbs out just made them a little worse. That's nothing we shouldn't be able to fix, though. Goes in and like checks her pulse. Stops and, Isn't that interesting? She's alive, but unconscious, and he just takes her like by the side of her face and just. He's like, "Oh, she's out cold." Goes like right in for the sternum.
No, good old sternum rub.
And rubs, and like as that happened, Ismark's like physically just like, oh, and it's like, what? And Stanimir looks up. It's worked on you before. He's like, yeah. It's still, I feel it. He stands up and this is a new one. Let's just get her to the tent. Yeah. Let's get her to the tent.
Okay.
So, Ismark will pick her up. And he says, why don't you guys go ahead and get acquainted and make yourself at home, and I'll carry her over, and I'll meet up with you all here in a minute. And with that, he picks her up and takes her away. And it's not like he's like trying to be weird or anything. Like he literally just picks her up, cradles her, and takes her to takes her to a tent. As that happens, Stanimir kind of turns back to you all and says, well, I'm sure you've had a long road. What can we get you? Again, your family. If you need a place to stay, we got that. If you want to eat, food's going to be ready here in about probably an hour or so. Other than that, make a what?
I was just asking my friend if he's hungry.
No. Do any of you happen to play instruments?
Pretty
Anybody-
boring group here.
Does anybody want to learn?
Jinx's head immediately snaps over, instantly. I would like to learn.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
He kind of looks you up and down for a second, and says it always is the odd ones that want to do this. Of course. Come sit. You
Tarn
say
is
you-
staring straight. Tarn is staring straight at this man doing this.
Because I kind of looks over at Torrin and like, well, it's fine. You don't have to learn. You're more than welcome to sit down and join us. Probably cheer your friend on.
He gets past.
You will need all of your attention for this. Don't worry about us.
All right. Well, suit yourself. If you all need to wash up, the river's right over there, and he literally points right to the riverbank. He said, "We don't have much down here. This is kind of a little encampment where we come once or twice a month. We don't come out here that often, but when we do, we make it a family ordeal. And, we bring all of our clothing and things to wash from Valaki. So if there's anything you all do need, you can talk to any of us. Perfectly fine. You might want to watch out for her, though. She's a bit of a wild one.
I just nudged Torrin.
Her
I'm
name
celibate. I'm celibate. It's okay.
stupid. Hold on. Her name is Eliza.
You
And he
spell
would
that.
tell you that. Eliza.
Eliza.
You can pronounce Eliza too. I do someone like that.
I like Eliza. I also
Um,
like Bisquick, so.
and he points over. He points over to the other gentleman that was sitting at the fire with him that was also playing an instrument. And he says, "And that right there is a good friend of mine. He goes by the name of Arturi. Arturi.
You mean like limb artery?
Like Arturi. Artery. Or Arturi if you really want to get like fucking fancy with it. He can be a little odd. He comes and goes. Wonderful storyteller. And if you all are around for dinner, well, you will be around for dinner, I'm sure. Yes, finally, we get to play with new people. You see, he has this game that he loves to play around the fire. It's a storytelling of sorts. Little wagers are put on, and the winner takes the whole pot. So
let's go.
We'll explain the actual rules later on, and he's so excited that his brain is just running 100 miles an hour. Says we'll explain the rules in full later, but the game is called To Make a Man Laugh or Cry. So start thinking about a story in your head. I guess the simple rules, it has to be, well, it can be true, it can be half true, it can be half false, or it can be fully false. And the goal is that everybody else is going to try to guess where in your story the truth lies, if it is at all. I will warn you, we've been playing this game for years, we're pretty good at it. Wagers don't have to be necessarily money. It can be a little it could be monetary. It could be a little trinket or something that you have, or it could even be a bit of wisdom. There's no right or wrong gift or wager. And he walks right over to Torn and like pats you on the shoulder and says, "So get to thinking. I love a good story, and I can't wait to tell you mine." And he just like awkwardly like stares at you.
This is why we leave the locals alone.
I'm just staring straight back. I'm just like, okay.
All right. Wonderful. All right. Bring yourself at home. You, and he points over to Jinx. Come. Have you ever played an instrument before? And he comes over and takes you by the shoulder and like just starts walking you back towards the fire.
Not intentionally.
I don't know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
It means that I've never played an instrument intentionally.
You have played.
Not intentionally.
This is going so well.
All right. What instrument was it? And like at this point, like you guys are like pretty much at the fire, and like he's just like sitting down with you, like in his grasp, though, just like sit.
I was in a very expensive castle in a place called Waterdeep ages ago, and I fell into a wall and knocked the lute off the wall, and it made some really horrendous sounds, and I was escorted out very quickly after.
Oh, that's not playing an instrument. That's breaking. That's the number one rule. We love our instruments. We do not hurt them. I'm sure it was by accident. Did you replace it?
Someone pushed me into it. I offered to fix it for them, but they wanted me to leave.
Hello. Please don't do that to my instrument.
I'll
And,
fix
like-
it if I do.
Well, that's good to know, but hopefully it doesn't get to that.
Agreed.
All right, well, and he reaches behind him and he grabs the lute. And he says, and this is what you broke.
Well, no, the one that I broke isn't here.
I see. I see how this is. All right,
That's amazing.
he goes like this. He goes, just hands it over to you. It's
Okay.
like, all right, you're going to want to hold it like this. And he literally...
Jinx deftly flips it around in his hand and puts it right where it's supposed to be. He's seen people do this a million times.
Yeah. He still like awkwardly like comes around to like try to position your arms, and he's like, "Oh, you're unnatural. You're a natural." Of course. Right? And the gentleman sitting next to him, Arturi, just kind of like he's still sitting there playing, like just stops. It's like, are you gonna just keep?
keys?
Huh?
Good. Good.
He would just say, What, Stanimir, are you gonna teach him anything, or are you just gonna touch him awkwardly? But he's holding it right. And Stanimir goes, I just want to make sure that his posture and position's right. And he was like, well, you're coming off creepy to the new guys. Like, stop. He's like, I didn't mean to offend.
Jinx looks over at the other guy and goes, it's okay. I'm used to it. I'm usually the one dishing it out. It's odd being on the receiving end of it, but it's okay.
Stanimir
And you know
then,
how
like,
we
look-
feel, Jinx.
And Stanimir, like, or are you? No, I'm sorry. Stanimir looks over at Arturi and goes, see? Some people like the attention. And he just, while looking right at...
Oh, I don't like
Arturi,
the attention. I do not like the
he
attention.
reaches and, like, Jinx, you see this hand just starting to come towards your face. Like,
One of Jinx's eyes goes zzz, and looks right down toward it. Just one, though. Only one.
Meanwhile, just me standing in the background. Xavath is just like, he's gonna say something about consent. He's gonna say something about consent. This is gonna get awkward really fast.
and as his hand's, like, coming over, like, Arturi is just like, all right, enough. Enough. You're making me uncomfortable, for fuck's sake. And he looks over at you, Jinx, and says, you can tell him no. Tell him no.
Do it right now.
He looks over at Stanimir and goes, no.
Oh, man. So and he starts, he has this big belly laugh. He's like, no, I'm just kidding. All right, let's get to teaching. And then, like, Jinx, you see just, like, from his, like, when he's like, I'm kidding. Just kind of, like, eyed you up still on the side.
I'm kidding, unless you don't want me to.
I'm kidding, unless
he begins to teach you the basics of all this. Give me a performance check.
Okay.
What's everybody else doing while this is going on? I mean, because he's going to be
watching
sitting-
this. I'm just watching until I get bored, but it's been entertaining so far.
I actually would want to go to the tent where the girl went to see if I could help additionally for anything.
Behave.
I would
What?
follow
What?
X.
Who said that?
Like, listen, you got Mr. Gropey hands over there. You worry about him.
I don't have a dick. It's fine.
With one eye just backwards looking at me, and I'm like, why? Why?
Inspector Gadget telescopes out.
Yeah.
looks over behind me.
Why? Why?
Well, that's
Well-
canon now.
Okay, so
Very good.
Jinx, you have a pretty good grasp. You've always had, like, while you've never played an instrument, you've always been fascinated by music. And through the years, you've always just taken note of people's ability to play. So as he starts to actually explain, you already kind of understand the how, but having that why that he's giving you kind of fuses your ability to start to very quickly learn the basics of how to play this instrument. You're playing hot cross buns before you realize it, buddy.
Okay.
But as this is happening, and Stanimir is, every time you do something right, he's very excited. Like, it's everybody else watching, or who would see this, it's like, all right, dude, like, chill. Like, he's like, yes, very good, very good. Next, right? While all of this is going on, is everybody else going to the tent? Or Torrin, are you staying here and watching this fucking?
I'm still watching it. I'm still watching the
Okay.
shit show. Those fucking
Okay.
whatever.
One key note to point out here: as Stanimir gets more excited, Jinx starts playing faster, and his eyes goes from Stanimir back to the guitar, and like it's increasing its speed as Stanimir gets more excited.
I hate this. I love it, but I hate it so much.
At some point, Jinx is. God, I'm about to pull out the shit. At some point, with the speed, Jinx's regular fingers can't keep up anymore, and he stops playing for a moment, and both of his hands fold back flat against the back of his arm.
There it
And
is.
from the end of his wrist, these like spider fingers come out. There's about 8 of them on each arm, and he starts playing guitar with those instead. But he switches from strumming to picking individual strings with 8 different spider legs. And it gets fucking chaotic, but hopefully beautiful with a 14. Or at least, like, I'm making music. It might not be amazing, but...
So you're making music. Give me one more performance chat.
Okay. Ooh, 18 plus 3. That is a 21.
Oh my goodness. As this begins to pick up and Jinx finds his fucking rhythm. Wow. I don't even know how we got here right now, but I love
It's
it.
amazing, though!
As Jinx kind of like takes a second and like he just starts playing Dragon Force is what he fucking does. You just hear as this is happening, the entire camp can hear Thanomar is just, I mean, losing his mind in the best of ways. Just, I mean, he is just giving all of the praise to Jinx. And he gets to a point that's so loud that, like, I mean, people start to just, like, look towards you all. And they're like, Jesus Christ. And anyway, going about their day. X, as you all start to walk away at this point, you hear, like, you watch the spider arms, like, come out. And as soon as it starts, you're like, nope. And, like, you can just hear Stanimir just get so overly enthusiastic about this. And you come up to the tent. There's nobody guarding the tent. The flap is a little bit open. You can see inside. There's nothing special about it. It's a very just makeshift encampment tent. And they seem to have this woman laying down on her back on a makeshift bed, like a wooden bed. Nothing like extravagant, but I mean, you just make like you use sticks and stuff, right? Before you walk in, you can hear Ismark talking to Ireena, and I'm sure she'll be okay. Just never seen anything like this, and even Stanimir, you can't explain why she's still asleep. Do you go in, or do you kind of pause for a second?
I would go in. I mean, I'm gonna see how she's doing. See if there's
Yeah,
something
yeah.
I can do. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. They don't stop conversation. As the flap kind of opens for a second, you draw both of their attention. And when they realize it's you, they just go back to their conversation.
I'm right behind him. Just FYI.
I got you. Ismark looks at you all and nods. Says, I see, Jinx has found a friend.
Interesting.
He's
out
good
there.
that way. He's good that way.
Right. It works. Stanimir isn't always liked by all. He can be a little extra sometimes, and people take his over enthusiastic joy as creepiness.
It's always the autistics that find the fucking loud people to live with. Look at my wife, Exhibit A.
But I assure you, he means no harm. Nobody here means anybody any harm. They're good people. They're definitely a little different.
I look at Ismark and I was like, I get what you're saying, but out of everybody in this encampment, he's the least I'm worried about if they were hostile.
He wouldn't hurt a fly. Yeah, he wouldn't hurt.
I'm talking about Jinx.
Oh.
They can treat him how he want. How they want. He will be fine. We will be okay. I'm not worried about it.
Then it sounds like we have two peas in a pod.
Yep, pretty much.
Good. Was there anything that you all needed?
Come check on the maiden.
Check on the lady to see if she's what's going on. Thumbs up.
Ireena speaks up. Well, good news is she is stable. I've tried a couple different things. I can't get her to wake up. But she's safe. And Madam Eva should be over here in a couple minutes from her tent to kind of give her a once over. While she is not a miracle worker, she has been around quite a long time. She's one of the brightest and oldest of the Vistani that I've ever met. I'm sure you could have put that together by her name.
Let me ask you this question. How good are these people defending themselves?
Well, that's just a thing. They don't have to. As she says that, Ismark speaks up. I'm sure that sounds kind of odd. Like I've said before, the Vistani have a interesting relationship with the lands of Barovia. This goes back in history, many hundred years. They work for no one, but they also ask nothing of anyone. They have the freedom to come and go as they please, and by that I mean from this realm, the darkened realm. They show true alliance or allegiance to no one. But because of that, nobody messes with them.
Well, the reason why I ask is because we don't know this lady. And if she wakes up and she wants to be hostile, I'm going to be right here waiting for that moment.
100%. When it comes down to it, I have no doubt in my mind that these people can hold their own. They could probably actually do a lot more damage long term than any of us. I know I've joked about the curses, and he kind of like leans in. He's like, "Don't ever mention the curses. Don't." But the reality is they're real, and if you get on their bad side, they can wreak havoc.
That's fine. I just want to make sure that they don't see us as a problem because we brought in a lady that started
Oh,
fighting.
no. I'm sure once we talk to Madam Eva, and we explain the situation, that even if something did happen, nobody will blame you. That's not the Vistani way.
Okay.
He kind of stops and pauses for a minute. With that being said, he kind of looks at his sister for a minute. So, I don't mean this in a negative way. Maybe it would be a good idea just to secure her to the bed just in case. And he kind of like you all watch as he looks over at Ireena for some sort of input, and she just immediately like puts her eyes down and like turns away and like shakes her head no. And he says, "It's nothing personal. Just they do bring up a good point."
I'm not tying her up. I'm just going to be here for when she wakes up. If she wakes up, or if Madam Eva gets here and wakes her up, I'm going to be here. So it was more of a curiosity of, hey, if this lady sparks, like, are we sparking? Like, that's it. Fight.
No, that's he kind of like, as you say that, like you visibly watch as like relief kind of comes over him, and you watch for Moira, like he had tension in his shoulders, it just drops out. He says, I that would be great. I'd fully appreciate if you wouldn't mind doing that. He looks at his sister and says, I'm sorry for even saying that should be a possibility. And she says, no, it does make sense, but I can't bear to see somebody tied up like that.
She won't be. And at that moment, I'm going to sit right on the floor, right outside of the tent. I'm not going to be inside because that's just weird. Be outside waiting for people to whatever it is.
Okay. Okay.
When I sit down, I take out my healer's kit thing and just to fiddle with stuff, herbalism kits and all that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
On that note, y'all keep going. I'm gonna hit the restroom.
Go for it. Graven, what are we doing? Graven.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna stick around, make sure she doesn't attack anybody when she wakes up.
So you're just hanging out with X?
Yeah.
Essentially. Okay. Do you have anything you want to ask Ismark or Ireena?
Nothing off the top of my head at the moment.
Okay. You've just been quiet this session. I was just giving you a chance to ask anything if you need.
No, you're good.
Okay. All right. So while he's gone, we'll fast forward because these two things are going to happen in tandem. Orin, are you still just about a half hour has gone by?
I'm just biding time, like watching Jinx playing, waiting for fucking food. Realistically, I probably would have gone away for 5 minutes to wash up, but that's about it.
Okay. Jinx, I take it you're just lapping this shit up like wealth of knowledge, just like I'm learning.
100%, yeah. Making recommendations on how to improve the loot too.
No, I love that. Yes, 100%. And it gets to a point in your conversation where like you two are so interlocked into conversation where you just stop playing and you start recommending these improvements.
Yeah, the actions are a little too tall. The bridge at the bottom's too short. The tuning keys are a little hard to turn. I can improve all these things for you.
Can you really?
Yeah.
How much?
You're feeding my compatriots. I would be detestable to charge you for that.
As you say that, he just lunges over and hugs you, like Lute in between you all. And he goes, I would love that. I would love that.
His arms go out. He's like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!"
It's touching me.
Thorin just has a fat smile on his face seeing
And
this.
like he kind of like he laughs as like he pulls away, and like Jinx is still like this, and like in an awkward like moment, Stanimir just like looks up and he's just like, yeah, and like looks over towards fucking Arturi and is like, see, we get better instruments. This is wonderful. I told you things were looking up. This is great.
Do you have more
Hey.
than one instrument here in camp?
He does this right here, like literally, because he's like looking over at fucking Arturi and he just goes, do I?
Oh no!
He says, I have 2 lutes. I have 3 flutes. I've got, and he's just starts listing off. He goes, actually, come. And he like grabs you and he goes, I'll just take you over to the cart. And he takes you over to one of the wooden carts. And I mean, it literally is just like, it would be a bard's dream. There's probably 30 various instruments. Some of them are very like simple, like dried beans in a can or like a jar, right? Like a
Shakers
shaker.
and drums and shit.
Yeah, but there's there's a plethora, and he just as like he takes you over, he just kind of like starts like mouth vomit or like word vomiting. What he loves about each instrument and how he learned this and this and this and what this one means, and like he's not even really paying attention to you in this moment. He's just so
Wrapped up in it.
he's so enthralled that he has somebody else to finally like speak music to with, and he's just going at it.
I don't know that I can upgrade all of these, but I can probably get 1 or 2 done.
Oh, no. One would be enough. I thought you wanted to see.
Oh, I did for sure.
Oh, I don't want to take advantage. I'm just, if you would like to work on the loot, you're more than welcome to.
Is it considered taking advantage when someone makes a genuine offer to you to perform a task?
We're just not used to it. Usually we're the ones doing tasks for other people, especially when it comes to instruments. Not that many people know how to fix these things, let alone improve them.
Would I be correct in assuming that this loot is your favorite of the cart?
I've had it since I was a child.
What's your second favorite?
He looks over and he grabs like this old skin drum. You can tell that the actual skin is just, I mean, it's so thin that you can almost see through it. He starts to go into a story about when he was younger. He would travel around with his parents in a traveling caravan, and that was the first instrument he learned how to play. And sadly, for the last 3 years, he hasn't been able to find anybody in Barovia that can replace this skin. So he just has had it as a memento, but he would love to hear it beat one more time.
I can fix that for you. I can replace that skin.
He doesn't even say anything. He just like looks at you, and you can just see this genuine warmth, and like his eyes glass over just for a second.
Let's go sit down, and since you taught me how to play, which can I add proficiency on lute playing to my character sheet now?
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
And ready for it? Inspiration, motherfucker.
Fuck yeah. I get 2 of those now. Not only can I repair these for you, but since you taught me how to play it, I can teach you the basics on upgrading and maintenance as well. I can probably even leave you some tools for it.
If you wouldn't mind, that's usually one of the harder parts about this is it's hard for us to come across tools.
Okay. Yeah, I'm real good at making and fixing things. Let's go sit down. And the first thing I'll do is take my water skin out, dump all the water out of it, completely tear it open so it's a giant flat piece of hide, because water skins have to be treated and taken care of the way that a drumhead does before the whole water.
Yep.
And the first thing I do is replace the drumhead and wrap the top, make sure the wood's set correctly, wax it with the same wax that I put in the joints of my armor before we walked out in the rain. I'll wax it, the head and the wood as well, and I'll hand that back to him. And I'll give him the wax as well. And then I'll start on the lute if you want to
Yeah. As you start to make your way back over, as you start to do all this stuff, as you all get back over to the camp, he grabs Arturi by the shoulders from behind, and it's just like, I get to learn, and sits down next to you and goes on. And I mean, he is literally just watching every little thing you do, and he's asking the right questions. And like you get it because it's the same questions you would ask.
Yep.
Why this is going on? From outside the tent, you all. X, I don't know if you heard that whole thing.
Oh, I was listening.
Okay. You all watch as this kind of plays out. Like, Stanimir takes Jynx over to the cart. They kind of have their interaction, and then comes back, and you all watch as he's sitting there, and like Arturi's just like, Jesus fucking Christ! Like, all right, dude, all right. Like, you don't have to be so extra all the time. Shit. And he goes back to playing, and
False. You must be extra all the time.
about well, as you all are outside, Ismark and Ireena, when you all kind of post up, they bid you all adieu and say they're just going to go say hi to the rest of the camp. And Ismark would explain that they rarely get to come out this way anymore. So they want to make their rounds and say hi to who they consider family, which is everybody here. And everybody here has a very warm embrace of them. Condolences are met. They've all heard of the passing of their father. But overall, even Ismark just kind of brushes it off. And a couple times you hear him just kind of brush it off and say he wouldn't have wanted to go any other way. And just kind of talk his father up. And about another 20 minutes go by, and Jinx is sitting there teaching how to fix these instruments and improving these instruments. The drum sounds amazing. I mean, absolutely stellar. As this is happening, you start to work on the lute. A very old woman comes out of the tent off to the far east. It's kind of like off on its own. Here, hold on. Let me give you guys a visual in Foundry. So now it kind of gives you all a better idea of what we're looking at, right?
Yeah.
So with you guys are at the tent just to the south of Madam Eva's tent. Okay. That's where you are, X, and Jordan.
Right.
Very old woman comes out of that most northern east tent. Very elegantly dressed in a purple gown that has, for lack of better terms, like gold bedazzling all over it. What was that shit called in the 80s? All our moms wore the sweaters with the
Sequins.
There it is. I knew
exactly what you were talking about.
Yep. And she comes out and she has this gnarly staff. I mean, it's just a knotted, dried wooden staff with this purple globe, and the top of the staff or walking stick, whatever you want to call it, kind of claws out to where the actual branches almost look like wrapped fingers holding this globe. I used to have the exact fucking staff that I'm describing, and I gave it to somebody. But she uses it as a walking stick, and she begins to make her way towards you all. It's not that far. Realistically, it is only 20, 25 feet between her coming out and coming over to you all. You both notice and probably would assume that this is Madam Eva. As she takes probably 10 steps towards you all, or walks 10 feet towards you. she looks at UX and says, Xavath? And she says it in this very old, withered, like almost airy voice. And she looks over next to you and Graven and Graven.
Nod my head with a smirk, like, right. Of
Yeah.
course, you know who we are.
She takes a second and looks around. She says, good. Good. I see Jinx is learning new things or teaching.
Both.
Lauren seems entertained.
It is Jinx, so that makes sense.
Jinx is quite the interesting one. I kind of figured they would get along. I take it she's in there.
Yep.
Right.
As she says that, and I say, yeah, you know who she is.
To see her first. And she winks at you.
I give her a smile back, and I'm like, yeah, sure.
Open the flap to allow her in.
Yeah. And I actually will get up and follow.
Yep. She makes her way in. She's definitely a slow-moving lady. She is slow-moving.
Down there for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, right? I'm coming. Hold the door! Hold the door!
Go all the way on the street. Wait!
Yeah.
Hold it, wait. Like, come on, bro.
You all go back in, and on her side, she has this pouch. Both of you give me a perception check.
Guidance.
You said perception?
Yeah.
Not one.
That's a 14.
Mine was 13.
As she pulls this side satchel, it goes to within. It's made of a leather, but it's a very tough leather. As you all look at it, you notice that there's a tattoo on it as well. You both would recognize that this bag is made of skin.
Oh, good. Good. No,
Meat soup, now fucking skin bag.
We're just getting started, buddy.
I
She
won't.
reached. Oh,
I won't. I wouldn't say anything, but I would just kind of like look at Graven and then look back at her while she's doing something, just be like,
And she like as she pulls this bag, just like she's not trying to hide it from you guys. Like
No,
pulls
no,
it open. She pulls out 3 black candles that are partially burned, and sets them on this little makeshift like crate table right next to the bed. And as she does, she starts to hum. She starts to hum a tune, very softly, but because of how old and raspy her voice is, it comes out more like she has the ability. And I'm going to say it like this because I know we all know what I'm talking about. It's almost like she's throat singing instead of humming, right? We all know it. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Connor? Yeah. Okay. But her mouth is closed. That's just the sound that's kind of echoing out and about. And she pulls out a dead raven and lays it right next to the candles. And as she puts it down, it's like her humming gets louder. She very briefly, softly begins to kind of just hover her hand over this woman's body. Her eyes closed. She lifts her head, continues, and as she kind of opens her airway more, it gets louder. One by one, the candles light. Black flames appear from each of them. Are you all just sitting back and watching this whole thing?
I am.
Okay.
Doesn't faze me.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, y'all are in a weird fucking place now. Like, yeah. She continues this ritual for about 15 minutes. The candles never seem to melt. The flames are there. Never going anywhere, though. There's no receding of the actual warmth. She stops. Kind of comes back to, collects herself. You can tell whatever the hell she was just doing just kind of took a toll on her. She turns towards you all and kind of like leaning on her stick now. This one right now it's beyond me. I know who has her, but unfortunately I can't bring her back right now.
Where is she?
I cannot tell you.
Who's holding her?
That I cannot tell you. So to make it a little more clear, I do not tell anybody things that do not affect them and them alone. You see, the Vistani work for no one. Always willing to help, but not at a price. And privacy is of the utmost in these regards.
Fair enough.
Business. I get it.
Can we leave her with you, though? Is she going to be a danger to any of you?
No, she's no, she kind of like does that like old lady like laugh and like shakes her head. It's like no, she is not a threat.
So I assume she's soulless right now. So it's just a body, a shell.
She looks at you and again just repeats, I cannot say. I can only talk about individual fates.
Could you relay as to how she got to this? Can you see what transpired that knocked her ass out?
Stops for a second and kind of looks back over the sleeping woman, or the unconscious woman. Says, I have theories. I only speak in fact. She should be okay with time.
Okay.
Speaking of which, you happen to know what date it is? What's the date?
She laughs. Time is not a thing here.
My man.
Cop out.
I've kind of figured that one out.
I know the date, but nobody ever wants to tell the date. So, where exactly are the others? Ireena and Ismark.
They went to go talk to the rest of the people in the encampment. say their hellos.
Good. Very nice of you all to help escort. Not a lot of people will brave these woods. It means a lot.
What's with the fucking Jack Skeleton riding the horse thingy? Demon thing.
You don't have to worry about him. He's nothing but a lost soul. A betrayer, a liar. He's haunted these lands for decades. Every night riding around, just trying to find home.
Do you know who he was?
She gives you... She does. Hold on. She gives you the name Dalvin Blinsky.
Dalvin?
Dalvin. D-A-L-V-I-N.
V-I-N?
V-A-N.
V-A-N. Last name?
Olensky. O-L-E-N-S-K-Y.
It's the easiest name you've given us so far, I'm just saying.
She goes on to explain very briefly that he used to be a servant of the ruler of the land, but betrayed him years ago. And since he's been damned to essentially haunt the forest.
Be aggressive
And-
if he does spot you.
I don't know. It's rare that people see him. I don't think I've ever met anybody that's actually had interaction with him.
Plan on keeping it that way.
That's-
Just trying to see if he'd be hostile or not.
I completely understand. If I were you, I would treat any creature that roams the woods with potential hostility. I'm sure Ismark has told you all these lands are dangerous, and even more so after nightfall. Those are not myths, they're not lies. Actually, he's probably the least of your worries.
Least.
It's the souls that have wandered and have no meaning anymore. Those are the true monsters. But that's not at all why you all are here. You're not here for a history lesson. We can teach you that anytime. Did you happen to talk to Ireena?
A little bit.
What did she say?
Shit. What'd she say, X? I forget.
About what? I'm sorry. I was answering a message.
About Ireena told you all something about coming to see Madam Eva.
Yes. Oh. That's correct. She did tell us that things started to make sense. And she told us that she was having dreams, and she was talking to you in those dreams. When we asked her what did she mean, she just spirited away and walked away from us. So I think we are more curious as to what that dream was and why it makes sense of how we explained our events coming here.
As you're explaining this, she kind of like gives you like a hold on and reaches back in her bag. And as she does, she pulls out a very withered deck of cards.
Oh, good.
You all would, as she would kind of like flip them around, like you all would see that they have actual like shit on them, right? Like
Yeah.
there's actual images and stuff. Her cards are very old and withered. And as she pulls them out, she says, well, the dream wasn't of your concern, but I do possess the ability to assist people, tell their futures. Some call it prophecy, but that's a foolish word. She gets quiet for a second, almost as if she's listening. Comes back to you and speaks a little bit softer. I would really like to read your fortune. Is that something that you all would be interested in?
Do all of us need to be here, or would it matter?
She nods, yes.
Let me go ask everyone else.
Yeah, just make the whistle call. Everyone should know.
Before you do anything, not now. Meet me at the gallows at midnight. Not safe to do it here.
Gallows at midnight.
You all pass the gallows. Right, you all remember? That was at, like towards the end of last session. You all pass the gallow, and I'm pretty sure it was you, Connor, that I pulled into the other chat.
Yeah.
Yep. And remember you saw something on the gallow? So I'll just say it in front of everybody because I'm not going to pull you over for it. You turned back towards the gallow, and it was you that was hanging.
Are you sure you said that? I don't remember.
You're the only one that's gone and whisper, man.
I know I've been pulled in twice. Can't remember what the first reason for. I'm guessing it was that. Because second reason was being told about the fucking pie.
Yeah, so the pie, but then also, yes, the gallows. I did call you in for the gallow.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah. that must have been late into a session.
Yeah, everybody else everybody else just saw a rope hanging. And as you all walked past it, you turned because you thought you heard something, and it was you hanging from the rope.
Oh boy, that's the
I
kind of
don't
shit
remember
you
that
need
at
to
all.
write down when you're half asleep, buddy.
I was like, what the fuck?
It's like, what you mean, dog?
Hold up, wait a minute.
I really wish I would have bought some Twizzlers. I would hit the spot right now.
I got
But yeah, so she tells you all to meet her at the gallows.
Gallows at midnight.
And it is important that you not be seen.
Just us?
It is important that you not be seen by anyone.
Oh boy. Okay.
And she'll further clarify that includes Ireena and Ismark. It is not, and she would explain that it's not, she speaks in tongues, right? She very much speaks in riddles and tongues and all that shit. I just didn't write out a bunch of it. She would essentially explain to you all that it is not their destiny. It is not anything to do with their fate. It is your all's and your all's alone. So it is important that nobody sees you all and follows you.
Cool.
She, after explaining that, says, well, either way, make yourself at home. She's okay in here. You can go join your friends. Food should be ready. the young ones usually play, and she says, "Young, sorry, I'm very old. The adults, they like to play this game around the fire afterwards. I'm sure they'll be expecting you all to play as well. It can be fun and can be quite lucrative. If you need anything between now and tonight, you know where to find me. I'll either be in this tent or mine. You're always welcome to come over."
Thank you.
And she would explain to you that she's going to sit in there for a little bit longer. Essentially gather her thoughts. And you guys are kind of free to do whatever you want. At this point, if you guys are coming back out, which I'm sure you would be, everybody in the entire encampment is sitting around watching Jinx.
Shred this fucking loot.
Yep, exactly.
Now, I'd imagine I'd still be working on repairing it, actually.
Yeah. No, but by this point, Stanimir has gotten so overly animated that he has drawn the attention of the entire encampment. And I mean, the kids, the women, the men, everyone is sitting around. A couple other people have grabbed instruments and have started to play in the background, just watching as Jinx teaches how to repair and how to modify these instruments. And this goes on for about another 10-15 minutes. If you guys would say anything to each other, you're more than welcome to. If not, it's food time. Who decides to play the game must wager something. There's no limit, quantity, value, any of that, right? Like Stanimir said, it can be money, it can be an object, it can be a trinket, it can be a piece of knowledge, it can be anything, all right? Name of the game, it's essentially bullshit, all right? So everyone around the fire is going to tell a story. It doesn't have to be a long story, but a story. And after one person goes, the rest of the people have to say if it's fully true, partially true, or just false, right? We're not going to do, well, I guess you could do partially false, but partially true and partially false are the same fucking thing, so I hate that. So essentially, true, somewhat true, or false, okay? Every time you're right, you gain a point. Whoever has the most points at the end of the storytelling wins the entire fucking loot. Everything that's been waged. Make sense? And it can be anything. Obviously, I have my stories for the NPCs. You guys can make whatever story you want. You just have to determine before you tell it if it's true, partially true, or false. If it's partially true, then when it comes time for you to explain, you just have to be able to give what part of it was true. Make sense?
I got you.
It can be from your past. It can be a story through history. It doesn't have to be like lore accurate. It can be whatever the fuck you want it to be. Because some of these stories are fucking wild. So, okay. All right. So, as you all sit around and everybody kind of gathers around the fire, right? The women begin to break out bowls and hand around stew. It's a good hearty stew. It's not people. It's just good food. I promise you. It's not people.
Orange suddenly started having fucking flash sweats.
It's fucking.
Why on earth would you say something like that, Artie?
Yeah. Yeah. I promise you this time the soup is not her husband or anybody's kin.
Yeah, but the fucking bag's probably made out of her husband.
It's that's made out of children. No, it's not. It's not. She's not a witch. But food here is it's very, I guess for lack of better terms, family oriented. I mean, everybody stops what they're doing.
to eat
And this
together.
is
Yeah.
family style dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, even Eliza, comes up and sits down. And it's just good old fashioned bantering back and forth that you all are 100% welcomed into, to the point to where they make it a point to kind of get you all into the conversation as the outsiders. Stories of the land are told, nothing of importance. Bullshit's called a bunch of times, and everyone just kind of cackles back and forth, knowing 100% that that's not how the story goes. But overall, it's in a place that's so dark and desolate. It's a very warming moment for you all. And everybody but Jinx, because Jinx is Jinx, kind of just takes it in and like remembers home. Right,
Jinx takes it all in an analytical sort of way.
Exactly. I was speaking from an emotional standpoint, not yeah. I know 100% in Jinx's head, he's like, oh yes, everyone's happy. This reminds them of good times.
This is a good moment, right?
Yes, yeah. But as stories go around, you do start to have conversations between Arturi and Stan.
Yeah, we're good.
Stan essentially starts to banter with him and says, "Why have you been gone for so long?" And he kind of laughs and goes, I don't over-welcome my stays. And the bantering goes back and forth. You haven't been here in 2 or 3 moon cycles. Usually you're here before that. We were starting to worry about you. Well, I can't stay in one place for too long. And you notice as he says that, he starts to kind of like, he doesn't get small, but he gets small.
Retreats. Yeah.
Because I don't ever want to be the bearer of issues. And you know what I mean. And Stan just kind of nods. Because I get it. I miss you, brother. I miss you. I miss this right here. I miss everybody sitting around, having a good time. We found new bandmates today. We have new, better instruments. I just wish you'd come around more. And Arturi kind of nods. And about the time Madam Eva makes her way over, and one of the kids immediately gets up, goes and grabs a bowl. Comes over, and one of the women scoop out, and kid immediately runs over and gives Madam Eva a bowl, and she kind of pats him on the head. And she just interjects into the conversation. Arturi, you don't have to be a stranger just because you have darkness that follows. Once a Vistani, always a Vistani. You always have protection. And everyone just kind of like looks down, was like mom's giving the words of advice, you know what I mean? And just like, Stan just says, that's right. But also we understand. Just wish you'd come around more, brother. Now hurry up and eat so we can tell stories. And everyone just kind of laughs for a second. And about 15 minutes go by. And by this point, the kids are all done eating. They're going and playing again. And the women are starting to just, not like necessarily like do dishes, but they're tidying up from the feast. Everybody in this encampment seems to have a role and bring something to the table. It's not individuals, it's one whole machine. It's one family. And Ismark and Ireena are sitting there with you all. And Ismark goes, well, what do you say, Stan? Are we going to do it? And Stan gets this, like, side smirk. He's like, I'm always down for a good story. At least one that makes you laugh or cry. And we have to, it's tradition. He would take a minute and explain the rules to you guys that I've already explained. This is by no means do you have to play, but it's all in good fun and considering your family. Vistani never say no to a good game. And with that, he takes out... Hold on.
Orin will be backing out of this.
There you go. Stanimir pulls out a worn deck of Tarokka cards, which are the cards that you saw earlier, X and Graven. As he pulls them out, everyone that's sitting around the fire at the time kind of gasps. He says, all right, settle down, settle down. He looks over at you all. Says, these once belonged to my late wife. Them down. They've sat unused and dusty in my wagon for long enough. As he says that, you all see kind of a sad smile come up on his face, and it's like, I think she'd like it if they were out in the world again. And sitting with you all also is Eliza. And she pulls out a collapsible brass spyglass. But it's not just a normal spyglass, it has a small maneuverable mirror. And she puts it down. She says, this allows the users to peer around corners undetected.
Jinx's eyes snap to this thing.
Yep.
Like he's fascinated by what she just said.
Yep. Arturi reaches in his bag and he pulls out a couple pieces of paper. And he holds it up. And it's in a makeshift leather folder. It's not like bound, it's just a couple papers in this fucking leather folder. Says, I don't have many riches, but I have knowledge. The manuscripts on werewolves for one of my dear friends. As he puts it down, he says, I hope to see you again, brother. Ireena speaks up, and she kind of... and Ismark looks at her. He's like, oh, you're going to play too? And she just kind of like gives him a smirk, like, sometimes we have to enjoy the little things in life. And she reaches up in her hair and pulls out this small wooden hair clip that's in the shape of a sunflower. And as she puts it down, she says, one of the mementos I got earlier from my childhood, from my mother. Sets it down in the middle with the rest of this stuff. They all look at you all.
Jinx grabs his bag of holding and pulls it up and reaches really far down. Like his whole arm goes down into this bag of holding, kind of giving away what it is. And the first thing he pulls out is this small flask that the PCs, the party, all recognize immediately as his bottle of Boundless Coffee. And he hands it over to Xavath and he says, this isn't for wagering, but I figured it would be nice to pass this around the fire for everyone. I found that sitting around a fire. This is where this is typically most enjoyed. And then he reaches back into the bag again.
As that happens, Stan whistles over and snaps, and one of the kids look over, and he says, "Glasses, please." And
Oh no! You won't need the glasses. It doesn't work with glasses. You got to drink straight out of the bottle. If you try to pour anything out of the bottle, it dissipates. And he takes it back from Xavath and tips it over, and this brown liquid pours out and immediately dissipates and turns into air.
All right.
You said you were family.
We do family things.
I love it. And he reaches over and grabs the knee of Jynx and just like, ha.
Jinx leans over to Xavath and goes, "Is he going to try to fuck me?"
Just remember, yell consent. Need consent.
It's an exhaust port, not an orifice.
Dan.
So
No.
after that, he hands it back to Xavath, and Xavath, you know exactly what this thing is. So I imagine you take a drink pretty much immediately. He reaches back into the bag.
I'm like, coffee.
Right? Fucking amazing coffee. He reaches back down into the bag, though, and he spends a little time jiggling his arm around trying to find something. He pulls out this platinum necklace with a blue topaz gem on it in the pendant, and kind of sets it on the table and says, "It's nothing particularly special to me, but I've been told it's worth about 75 platinum."
As you say that, Stan just kind of like whistles, like, I know my mic's not going to pick it up, but like, ooh boy, that's a pretty penny. All right. He says, I see the
Jinx.
high rollers are here tonight.
Jinx, can I see your bag for a second?
For what?
I want to grab that alchemist fire out of there real quick.
Should you discuss that with the group before you give away group possessions?
It's fine. I'm fine with
I'm being Jinx, man. I'm just being Jinx, all right?
It's good. We'll settle it later.
He just hands it over. He hands you the whole bag.
I reach in, I pull out the alchemist flask. And I set it down. It's like portable fire.
Stan kind of chuckles for a second. Not quite, but I know what you mean. Very useful in the right hands. Very dangerous in the wrong.
Yeah.
Except the other two.
So, turns out, what I would do is there's a moment where I will unclasp this very regular gold chain that I had around my neck. Just random jewelry. And I'll set it down and I'll say, from a friend of mine, I haven't seen him in over a century, but he was close. We were friends. I miss him dearly. And I just lay it on the table.
As you do that, two things happen. Stan takes his hand and puts it on Arturi's knee. And like, yep, I feel that. And in a brief moment of silence, like Arturi doesn't move. Says, "I'm glad somebody else brought something sentimental to the table." Before we get into the stories, you all haven't happened to encounter a man that goes by the name of Rudolph Van Richten, have you?
Doesn't sound familiar, no.
Kind of picks up that folder that he put down. He's like, him and I have had many of adventures, and this is his research.
God,
He
you're
all-
loved.
I have that sitting right next to me.
I figured you did.
But he kind of holds it up and he says, I miss you, brother, and puts it back down. And then just in an awkward moment, he's like, he's not dead, by the way. I just don't know
Jinx
where.
was about to ask. Jinx was about to ask.
He literally just says it awkwardly like that. Like, oh, hold on, I see how this sounds. Like, he's not dead. At least I don't think he is. I just don't know where he is. I'm on the go so much. If you do happen to run into him, would you mind telling him I said hi? And I would love him to visit Vallaki.
Sure.
Moment like with Stan's arm or hand still on his knee, he's like, he'll come back, bud. Us Vallaki always come back. Or us Vistani always come back. Everyone like focuses eyes over on Torin.
Looking around really awkwardly. Ha. Torin just puts his hand up and just says, "Sorry, this isn't my sort of thing."
You hear like,
But I'm
couple-
like really like
a couple
I
like
hate that I've got
adults,
everyone's
like,
fucking eyes.
like
on
a
me.
couple people, like, because I mean, there are still people like hanging out around you guys because everyone loves to hear these types of stories. All you hear is just boo, boo, and Stan kind of speaks up. He's like, all right, all right. It's like, don't put the man on the spot. He's not a storyteller. He's not a storyteller. That's perfectly fine. If you don't want to play, you don't have to play. You're missing out though.
I trust my compatriots here to
Right.
see if they know if they can tell a lie or not.
Right. So Stan stands up. By this point, the sun's going down. The fire like flickers, giving him this almost like highlight glow as he stands on the opposite side of the fire from all of you sitting there. And in a very exuberant way, he introduces himself as if he's this wonderful storyteller. Go straight bard mode. Spoiler, he's a bard. But he says, now listen, don't worry. We have no wish to make enemies of Lady Morin. And everyone kind of laughs. To you all, that means nothing. I have a story to tell you. First you listen, then we go. The story I like to call The Dancing Fire. Stanimir fills his mouth with wine, then spits it into the fire. The flames grow and turn from an orange to a green in a rapid second, quickly returning back to its normal orange glow. As they dance and sway, a dark shape appears in the bonfire's core. We come from an ancient land whose name is long forgotten, a land of kings. Our enemies forced us from our homes, and now we wander the lost roads. The dark shape in the fires take the form of a man, or the dark shape in the fires take the form of a man being knocked from his horse, a spear pierced in his side. Stan continues. One night a wounded soldier staggered into our camp and collapsed. We nursed his terrible injury and quenched his thirst with wine. He survived. When we asked him who he was, he wouldn't say. All he wanted was to return home. But we were deep in the land of his enemy. We took him as one of our own and followed him back towards his homeland. His enemies hunted him. They said he was a prince. Yet we didn't give him up. Even when their assassins fell upon us like wolves. Deep in the bonfire, you see a dark figure standing with a sword drawn, fighting off a host of shadowy shapes. Stan continues. The man of royal blood fought to protect us, as we protected him. We bore him safely to his home, and he thanked us. He said, I owe you my life. Stay as long as you wish, leave when you choose, and know that you will always be safe here. The figures in the dancing fire vanquished its final foe. then dispersed into a cloud of smoke and embers. Stanimir's face became a somber mask. A curse has befallen our noble prince, turning him into a tyrant. We alone have the power to leave his domain. We've traveled far and wide to find heroes such as yourselves to end our dread lord's curse and put his troubled soul to rest. Our leader, Madam Eva, she knows all. Will you return to Barovia with us and speak with her? The fire comes back to its normal roar. As he stops, there's like this awkward tension pause. And he goes, "Oh, thank you." And then he goes to sit back down. At the time, he looks around at everybody and says, "Well, what do you say?"
Believe that to be true.
He nods.
Are we all answering individually? Oh, okay. I believe that to be true as well.
Yeah, true.
Who? No, never mind. That's fine.
No, do it.
No, you're good. As he looks at the rest of his counterparts who all have, like, they've heard this story so many fucking times. You know what I mean? Eliza looks around. Says, "You know what? I think that is true." Arturi immediately scoffs. It's not exactly how it went. Half true. She says, "That doesn't sound quite right. Half true." And Stan starts laughing. And he says, "Well, it is indeed true. It's a true tale of how the Vistani came to this land and how we took care of a wounded prince and why we do have the ability to leave and come as we could please." Stan continues on. And he kind of starts to get on, like, not a soapbox, but I miss a soapbox, where he's like, the wounded prince always continued to be a friend, at least to the Vistani. Even when his heart was led astray by the shadows and mist. And he kind of, like, backs away. Well, some of you got it right. I always like telling that story. And he sits back down. He looks across. Graven.
You want a story? I got one for you. Years ago, before many of you were even born, there was a war near the border of Irabar. Hobgoblins came out of the hills in numbers that blotted the road. The encampment held them for 3 days. On that third night, they broke through. There was this person that took a spear right through the ribs, punctured a lung, choking on his blood, staring up in the sky, probably thinking, "This is it. I'm done for." When he woke up, the battlefield was quiet, too quiet. Every hobgoblin was dead. Every one of the company was dead as well. He was the only one standing. Rumors say that he fought his way up, that he killed everyone while he was dying. He doesn't remember it, though. What he does remember is watching himself get back up when he could not. After that, people stopped asking how he survived. Some things are better left alone.
As you stop, Dan immediately just starts clapping. He just starts clapping. I'll be the first to say that's true. You all?
I'll give it a half truth.
I was thinking the same thing. Half truth.
Other two?
Arturi says half truth. There's a long pause for a second. Ireena looks you in the eyes and says, "Look at me."
Stare right
She has
at her.
like this like shit-eating grin on her face. False. Eliza says, I don't know. That seemed like it came from the heart. I'm going to say true.
Is that everyone?
Everyone.
Graven pulls up his chainmail, shows you the lungs, and then off in the distance, you will see my echo replaying the battle, the ongoing struggles that I've gone through, and just on and on.
Oh yeah. As soon as this echo starts reenacting, Dan is just like, he is clapping. He's like, I knew I wanted to play with you all. This is wonderful. Tall order to follow. Kind of like sits back. More like a kid with anticipation. Like, you know, it's like, yes. What's next? What's next? Stan looks over at Eliza. Says, I guess it's your turn, my dear. She takes a second with that bottle that she's had around her the whole day.
I forgot. I got 1 point.
Sit down. She takes a deep breath. She begins. It is said that within each raven flutters a lost soul, and that each raven's song tells a tale of ages past. They whisper, so listen closely. She looks around at each of you, and you can see just the flicker of the shadows from the flames in her eyes. Takes another deep breath. When she speaks again, her voice this time is quiet, with an eerie melodic quality to it. Sing ravens of Barovia, birthed from the mist and bathed in twilight. Sing of Lungdana, the Morning Lord's stalwart, Morning Lord's stalwart, dawn-touched foe to the deep lurking dark. The holy symbol of Ravenkind, her radiant testament, the warrior's beacon of faithful resolve. She continues. Sing ravens of Chernavog's rise. If you all want that spelling, I'll give it to you after this. Chernavog. Named Green God and Demon Lord upon Yester Hill. Lugdana. Gray-haired, weary of battle, her long sword and shield yet polished and ready. Guided through shadows towards sacred ground, she clashed with the demons, their tempest-like dance. Sing ravens of Lugdana's last fury, of Ravenkind's token now blazing the light. The battle's tide turning, a hero's brave cry. A final onslaught of divinity, where with divinity's grace, the demon lord banished, The warrior now fell, the wound at her side gouged too deep to bear. Sing ravens of light's final moments, a shadow descending from radiance on high. Sing of the angel, black feathered and beaked, the morning lord's angel reclaiming its gift. The symbol retaken and raven's claw held. Sing ravens, you are the keepers, the watchers, the tellers of stories untold. Sing ravens of Lugdana's memory, the shadow that lurk, and the heroes to come. Obviously, that was more of like a old style song than anything. She finishes Stan kind of like in the quiet, just like real quick, just like wipes a tear from his eye.
Insight check. I'm just kidding.
No, without even saying anything, like he looks over and like Arturi's just like looking at him, and he's like, every fucking time, it gets me every fucking time. And the way she sung it was beautiful, right? Like she has a very nice voice. Looks around as well. It's not fair if we go first because we know this story. What do you boys think? It's the only one she knows, so it's kind of cheating.
I think it's true.
Nods. Looks over at Torn.
I'm not involved. So.
I know, he still looks at you.
Oh, fair enough.
Just because you're not
shocked.
playing doesn't mean you can't have an input. You just don't have a wager.
Go false. A lie.
He nods. Graven
Go partially true.
looks over at the little robot man.
Oh, he's not little, he's 7 foot.
I know,
7
I
feet
know,
tall.
I know, it's terrifying. It's terrifying.
I would say half truth. Only because I didn't follow all of it.
I gotcha. Stan looks up and says, well, I'm going to say it's true. Arturi immediately belts out in a laugh and says, it's complete horseshit. It's not at all how that went. It's we all know the folklore that comes with religion. Ooh, the symbols, right? Like,
As he says that, I also will pull out like a holy symbol myself and just kind of like swing it in my hand and just smirk at him.
he takes notice, like, as he's doing this, and it's like, ooh.
Oh, shit.
I didn't mean anything by it.
and I laugh. And I just laugh.
Sorry. And Ireena comes in last and says, well, way to make it awkward. I'm sorry. He questions a lot. I'm going to say it's true. Eliza smirks around, looking at everybody's face with anticipation. She says, well, it's partially true.
Hey.
She goes on to explain that Lugdana was indeed a paladin of the Morning Lord who bore the legendary holy symbol of Ravenkind. Holy symbol of Ravenkind.
Ravenkind, yes.
And as she describes it, she says it was a platinum emblem shaped like a sunburst with an enormous ruby embedded in its center. She goes on into mythos, essentially, kind of hunkering down to the flames and the shadows, kind of make it a little more eerie. as she tells the story. She says, according to legend, the symbol was given to Lugdana by an angel in the guise of a raven. She notes with a chuckle, however, that no one knows what happened to the symbol after Lugdana fell at Yester Hill, nor where it resides today.
What's the name of the hill?
Yester, as in like yesterday. And if anybody would inquisit on where that is, there would be, sure, a comment made.
Isn't that
It's
where
all-
her mother was buried? Like her stuff? Didn't you mention that already? Yeah. that's
It's
where-
out. It's out near Kresk.
Yeah.
It's out in the wine. It's where the wine fields are.
Okay.
But we have not been there yet.
No, you all are nowhere near Kresk right now.
Mhm.
Okay. Who's next out of you boys?
Jinx pipes up and says, "I'll go next."
As you say that, Dan goes, shh. If the story's anything like his playing or fixing, it's gonna be wonderful. And as that happens, he kind of like, he takes another swig of the wine and into the fire, and the fire glows this beautiful purple, and out of it comes this fucking unicorn and just tampers off.
Well, my story is less about legend, but I'll give it a go anyway. And you all see the firelight kind of reflects off of this like coppery bronze body that Jinx has. Almost makes him look like he's glowing. He's not. He's very much not. But he reflects the firelight in a way because of his color and everything that makes it look like he is. His eyes dim a little bit, and he says, "There was once a man. He was built to fix things that broke. When something was wrong, he knew exactly what to do. He didn't hesitate. He didn't doubt. That made people feel safe. He liked that. One night, he met a woman who asked him to answer a question that he couldn't answer. She asked him what he wanted, and he searched for that answer for a very long time. He checked his memory, he checked his tools, he checked the purposes he had been given. None of them contained the answer. So he said, I don't know. She told him that meant that he was finally broken, and that made him very afraid. He believed that being broken meant that he would be taken apart, that his parts of him that worked would be kept and the rest would be discarded. But instead, she sat there by the fire with him. She told him stories. Some were happy, some were painful, some ended very badly. He didn't understand why she told him the stories that hurt the most, but she stayed. When he asked her why, she said, because this is what it means to be with someone. When the sun rose the next morning, she was gone. The man waited, waited, and she never came back. He realized that he had not been taken apart. He had not been disassembled. Nothing had been cast to the side. But something in him changed anyway. The man never learned what he wanted, but he learned that not knowing could be painful in its own right. He still fixes things, just a little more intently now than he did before, because some things break even when nothing's wrong with them.
You hear just like a
Sniffling.
feel that. Supposed to be a I guess it was laugh or cry. God damn it! And Stan just belts out, true. True.
I fucking love Stan, dude.
It just and like he looks around, he's just like, it came from the heart. It has to be true, right? And like he looks around and Arturi's just like, oh Jesus. It's like it has to be. Turns back over towards Jynx and just goes, I know what you feel, brother. I'm sorry.
Jinx just silently nods.
What do y'all think?
False.
I'll go true.
I'll go
I just gotta
partially
be
true.
the opposite because I've been saying true like everything. So I'm just like false. Fuck it. We're doing a 180. Get out of here, boys.
You said partially true, correct? 100% false.
all of my characters believed that entire fucking story.
Yeah.
Like they were all on the true.
Now, Jinx
Can I-
Jinx sets up and he says, "I do appreciate you believing my story, but I'll be honest, it just sounded like something that would provoke an emotional response out of all of you, and it seems to have worked."
Jinx says that, like Stan like looks around. He's like, "You're an actor too."
Nice.
And he like kind of like leans over and he's like, "There's a man named Volo I need you to meet one time. He's a wonderful storyteller. I think he might be good for you."
I've heard stories about him. I understand he embellishes quite a bit.
Well, as do you.
I do. I didn't say it was a negative thing. I didn't say it was a negative trait, just a true one.
I think there's something here, boys. All right. Everyone's keeping track of points, yeah?
I have two.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Stan looks over at Arturi
Gotcha, buddy.
and he goes, "Well, we're waiting. Tough act to follow." Tough act to follow. Arturi just like mumbles, like everyone can still hear. He's like, "This is why I don't come around." Arturi sits back and takes a deep breath and comes back up, deep in thought. I'm going to tell you a story about animals. There once was a fox, renowned for his wisdom and skill, who dwelled with his kit in the mist woods. On a cold moonlit night, a pair of sparrows brought him their child, the tendrils of death clutching its shivering body. The fox took the chick into its den, but for all of his knowledge, he could not cure its ailment, and it breathed its last in his paws. Driven mad in their grief, the vengeful sparrows, aided by 4 of their kin, stole the fox's kit in the night. They delivered him to the wolf, who had long hungered for the taste of fox flesh. The wolf devoured the kit, and the sparrows departed to return to their flock. When the fox found what the sparrows had done, rage clutched his own heart. In his cunning, he knew that the rats in their burrows beneath the earth had always despised the songs of the sparrows far above. The fox descended into the kingdom of rats, and he promised them a forest free of the songs of the sparrows. Intrigued, the rats agreed. The rats could not find the sparrow's nest alone. The crafty fox could, and as the sparrows slumbered in the hollow of a great oak, the rats fell upon them to feast with tooth and claw. For the crimes of 6, the flock perished, with nary an egg spared. The misted wood is darkened now, and the trees no longer sing with the songs of the sparrows. But some say that the rats hunt still, that a lone chick yet escaped their clutches, and that one day they will find it and gobble it up like the rest. And kind of speaks up. But the fucking fox doesn't like the sparrow. Like, what do we do? What? He's just perplexed in the moment. Brother, you've been away too long. You're making... This doesn't even make sense. False. He looks around. What do y'all think?
Half true.
Yeah, I was gonna go half true.
Truth.
I would also say half true and mention that I believe it's more of an allegorical lesson than a true story.
Eliza says true. Ireena says false. Arturi reveals that his story was true. He politely declines, however, upon being pushed by Stan. He's like, bullshit. What story is that? I've known you for years. He politely declines to go any further. And noting only with a sad smile, he says that a story cannot truly be told until it has ended. Second, shakes it off. Stan just kind of goes, bullshit. Arturi just kind of looks at him with you're about to get fucking punched, my guy. You're striking
Slap the
a
shit out
nerve.
of you.
Yeah.
Keep doing it.
Anybody perception, he's like, nah, dude, it's fucking true. Fuck you. It's one of those situations. Okay. Last but not least. Well, at least from you all, then Ireena's going to tell her story.
I will tell you a tale of a group that was true. They were tasked with finding out how a town disappeared. This troop traveling to this town found that as they got closer, the forest was moving. In their inexperience, someone got too close. The trees attacked.
As you do this, before you go any further, Stan immediately, you all watch as he, waves his hands in front of him and essentially does a minor illusion of trees with a mist over the fire.
And I'll keep going because that's dope as shit. It's just they didn't know what they were walking into.
As you say this, he's just going to start to literally reenact this out in front of you all.
Yeah. As they continue to fight the trees, one managed to invoke the wrath of the sky and smite two with lightning, which ended the fight. They were able to make it to the town, but no one knows what happened to them after.
I'm your hero. With her voice around. Half truth. About that time, Dan kind of snaps his neck around. He's like, no, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. You can't. And Arturi's like, stop. It's like, she can't do that. He's like, yeah, she fucking can, dude. She knew she was wrong. It's all right. Sorry, madam. He kind of focuses back in. Says, true. Arturi kind of looks around. True. Eliza starts laughing her ass off. False. Ireena ponders. She's not ready. She's kind of looking over everybody. She waits. What do you boys say?
Bye. Have a good night.
We go true.
But true.
Also say true.
Ireena says partially true.
It's whose necklace he laid down in the fucking pit, man.
Because guess who I am? I'm the cleric. I'll sit there and with a smile, I'll say it's true. During my first run around with a group, we were solid and we were true. Chaotic, but we were true.
There was this elf that liked to climb on top of shit. It was the weirdest thing.
My closest friend during that time was another one like I, Graven. A little bit on the emo side, but but we were a good group. And after the trip was done, I fell asleep. As we all rested before we made our journey to the next town. And I woke up in another land. I haven't seen them since. It's been a long time.
Well, damn. And at the time, Stan like looked back at Madam Eva. And she's just like, she laughs a little. She's like, do you think I'd really spoil it?
Like, real quick, finger guns.
Yeah. And like, Stan turns back around, it's like, finally, Ireena comes around and says, well, I guess it's my turn. Stops and she says, I'm sorry if I get a little emotional during this. I'm going to do my best to keep it together. When I was a child, my father took me and my brother to a vast, tranquil lake. I remember the sand beneath my bare feet and the lapping of the waves against the shore. But then something broke the silence, a low growl that echoed through the wind. As I turned, I saw a beast emerge from the fog. A wolf. A wolf, far larger than any I would ever seen. I still remember its eyes. And she kind of like gets that 1,000-yard stare. Yellow. Cold. Hungry. My father screamed for me to run. I took off for the woods, and the wolf followed. Its snarls echoing through the underbrush. I remember branches whipping against my face, thorns cutting at my feet as my legs burned, and my breath grew raged.
Ragged.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Ragged. But my fears drove me forward. It was only much later, when my heart had quieted in my chest, and the wolves' footsteps had faded into silence, that I finally allowed myself to stop. By then, though, the woods were strange to me. My father's shouts had faded. A heavy mist had descended around me, and shadowed shapes lurked in every corner. I stepped forward, one hand reaching fearfully into the fog, and the woof made of mist leapt forth. Its jaws opened wide to devour me, and then everything went black. She stops for a second, and a tear runs down her face. She looks up, next thing I remember, and she wipes the tear away. I woke in my own bed. my father's humming echoing from the kitchen. I don't know how I got there or what became of the woof, but I can still remember its teeth as clearly as ever. And again, as she ends, Stan just starts clapping. It's like the tears and everything. I love it. He says, "True." What do you all think?
The lie is pronounced wolves, not wuss.
Woofs.
That's Torrent's exact fucking thing as well, because you kept saying wuss.
True.
I would like to say it's true.
The other two? Bueller. Standoff.
Come on!
Eliza and Arturi always vote or not always, but with this one they vote false.
Jinx looks over at Ismark. Can I read the expression on his face?
Ooh.
Can I roll insight or something?
Yeah, say insight versus deception.
If
Maybe,
he's trying
or
to hide, if he's trying to hide it.
it's not. Well, then I guess. Well, wouldn't it just be like if he's? So what would the count? It would have to be right, like the counter to insight.
It doesn't have to be a counter. There can just be a DC on whether I can tell or not.
Yeah, but either
What would
way,
be
if he
perception?
knows.
See if he actually sees. Like, if he sees him going, I don't know about that, or like a remembrance.
No, I think
Well-
insight would be the right answer here.
Yeah, because I'm trying to pull his emotional state from his facial features. Basically, insight's the right call.
So I'm gonna give. Okay, I here's one of the things.
DC.
One way or the other, he'd have a poker face, right?
Yeah, would
That's
he?
what-
I don't know him as well as you do. I mean, that's your call. If he does have a poker face and he's intentionally trying to hide that emotion, it's for sure deception.
Well, yeah, I think either way, it would be deception because, like, think about it. If you and I were playing this game and I knew the story you were telling,
Oh yeah, you're trying to hide.
regardless,
that, for
I'm
sure.
gonna
Yeah.
hide regardless, right? Okay.
Nat 20.
God damn it.
Made up for that nat 1, bro.
You can tell he looks a little confused and unsure. Like, about that.
Jordan, you can't use that roll to make your
Nope.
determination.
I already said.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I said true.
Oh, gotcha. I'd say false. I guess, yeah. Based on that information, I would say false.
Okay.
Yeah, your words didn't come through when you said it, Jay.
Gotcha.
Okay. With that, Ireena lets out after the tension's kind of thick in the air after all these awesome stories. She lets out a little quiet laugh. And she shares that while it's not a complete lie, that is not at all how it happened. And she would go on to explain that the story is a dream that she's had since childhood. Noting that there were no lakes near the village of Barovia, and that she has never seen a dire woof until recently.
So it is a false story then.
Yeah.
Because the events did not happen. Okay.
Correct.
So the only part that I wish I would have said is because I already assumed that the story would have been somewhat true to her because she's going to
Sure.
Madam Eva for dreams.
Sure.
So I said she definitely saw this. This is an actual description of what she's seen, but is it real?
As she
So I was like,
as she explains, Stan kind of speaks up, with a mysterious like half smile, and he just makes the statement that many dreams have a kernel of truth, while he thinks that It's not completely false. He thanks her for her story and lets it lie.
I got 2 points. It's bullshit. I
Who's
think
got
Crack's
what, boys?
I think Crack's got 3, 4. I figured. Yeah.
Look around. The highest on their side was 3. So Stan looks around and he's like, nobody say anything. I've already been counting. Enjoy. You earned it fair and square. A bunch of good storytellers and musicians.
No story off.
And most important, family. No, it's more for fun. There was no way we could have beat you anyways. It's spoiler, we knew each other's answers. They all start laughing. They all start laughing. And Madam Eva even starts like laughing a little bit in the background. You hear from her, it's a fun little game we like to play to initiate the family. Welcome.
Jinx reaches down and grabs Xavath's necklace and immediately hands it back to him. While also asking, how did you guys enjoy the flask of coffee that I passed around?
Immediately Stan would just be like, it's amazing. Would you mind if I had another swig?
Have as much as you want. It never goes empty.
Just remember, you might not sleep. So.
Sleep is for the dead.
I got
And
a
like
counter for that.
he stops and like looks around. He's like, just kidding. He goes, just kidding, they don't sleep here. He slaps his knee.
It doesn't. No, he doesn't slap his leg. He slaps fucking Artemis's leg. Oh, Artemis.
Artery. Under handouts, you all, on top of the letter words and pathetic servant, you all should now have one called Van Richten's Werewolf Research.
Yep, got it. Holy shit, that's a lot.
Cool. All right, so y'all got the handout. The telescope is literally exactly as I described. It's not a real item. You all have it. Think of it as literally like it's a telescope that you can use to see around corners and shit.
So starting tonight, before and after my long rest, I'm going to start incorporating it into my eye socket and building it into my body so that it's just built into my face.
Okay.
However long that needs to take, whether it's multiple days, multiple nights, whatever.
I would say if you were going to do that, the way I would look at it, especially as Jynx, my guess is you would almost reverse engineer it to see exactly how it works before starting just to jam it in your eye.
Yeah, for sure. I would disassemble it very methodically and carefully to see how it worked,
Sure.
and then incorporate that into my anatomy.
Okay. I would say this will probably take you, if you spend a couple hours an evening, I would say probably about a week for you to get it done, right?
I'll make a note of that.
Yeah. What do you all do with the hair?
That? The hair clip?
The hair clip.
Yeah, what's the deal with the hair clip?
It's literally just a memento of
I would give it.
Ireena's childhood.
I would ask one of them to give it back to her, just because.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
It's like the necklace, like the chain.
Okay. I think that was all the goodies, right? I don't think there's any. Yeah. As everything starts to kind of wind down, I'll say it's like 7:38, right? It's definitely like night time in this world.
Get that date?
Nope. Arturi stands up. And not panicky, but slight urgency in his voice. Says, as much as I would love to stay, I need to get going. I've been here too long. And again, him and Stan kind of go back and forth, and Stan's trying to get him to stay. And finally, Arturi looks at him and just says, "Brother, you know, I need to go. Dan nods. This is just... I get it. Just don't be a stranger. We miss you. Be safe, you stubborn ass.
Quick question: who was the person who put down the Van Richten's fucking
Him.
werewolf research? It was
Arturi.
him. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking the same thing you are.
Yeah.
They definitely read it, and then we can give it back to him.
Yeah, what phase is the moon right now? Do we know? Can we tell?
You do. It is not full.
Is it on its way to being full?
3
Checking
days.
this is how, like-
3 days. 3 days before full moon.
Yeah.
As Stan's sitting there kind of like hassling him still, you all can all hear him like Arturi mutter under his voice that he's been selfish tonight and says that he's pushed his fortunes more than he dares and that he needs to go. And he kind of like stops for a second and like collects himself and says, "It was lovely meeting all of you. It's like, but I dare not remain any longer for fear of the terror that might follow. I will see you all again." Does anybody say anything to him? Does anybody try to stop him? Does anybody do anything?
I don't know him. Bye.
Long nerd.
I respect your wishes. Goodbye.
He packs up, he walks over and very hurriedly and gives Madam Eva a hug and a kiss on the cheek. And she says the same thing, "Don't stay away for so long, my boy. The evil always follows. We're here for you." And he just nods and says, I'll be back soon. And he departs. And after he departs again, Stan just always coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. Oh, evil follows me. If we all have problems.
Better than just coming all the time.
Now you just shake his head and so sorry about him. He can be a bit wishy-washy. He doesn't really like to talk about his past.
Does anybody?
No, but he's essentially haunted. There's no other way for me to describe that. It's not my story to tell, but every night for the last 18 years, and no, this isn't a story. This is true. For the last 18 years, every night he's haunted by ghouls that are trying to kill him. So he's constantly on the move. We're just also used to it by now. We just wish there was a way for us to help him, but it's relentless. So we understand when he has to go. And he says this like nonchalant, like
As he says that, I will literally say out loud, "Rat's looking for a chick."
or zombies and ghouls and ghastly folk, but to each their own. And he did say his story was true. Some of us have lived quite eventful lives, or dealt misfortune. I guess it all depends on how we look at it, right? Maybe if you catch him again, he'll tell you the story. If nothing else, if you ever come across Mr. Van Richten, he'll certainly tell you the story.
We'll see.
If you do see him, though, he is a nice fellow. Tell him we miss him. He's been a stranger for quite some time now, but we wouldn't be where we are without him today. The night kind of starts to die down. There's one tent. They have an extra tent in the wagon that they offer to go ahead and put up for you all. Probably take about 20-30 minutes for them to stand this thing up for you guys. But you're more than welcome to stay here for the evening. And obviously, both Ismark and his sister are more than happy to stay here instead of traveling at night. But it's up to you all.
Probably a good idea to go ahead and get whatever rest you can since we're going to be up.
Yeah.
Well, technically, we haven't told you guys.
Oh, see, I'm pretty confident me and Jinx don't know about the midnight shit yet.
Okay, that's fine. So tell me, and then that's what I'll say.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to pull this. Just tell everybody, hey, we just want to set ourselves up in a little corner. And at that point, I would just tell the other two, hey, at midnight we got to meet Madam Eva at the Gallows.
Fuck. Where did that fucking... So, looking at that, boys, you all are put up to the far west. So you guys are kind of up there on your own, northwest side.
Okay. I'll post up outside the tent and go into my shutdown like I normally do. Just kind of guard the entrance.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do my bed down thing where I will be in a tent that's squatted, Indian style. Oh, the loon I am.
You start chanting at that whilst I'm trying to sleep. I'm throwing something at your head.
I'm not.
I'm gonna spend an hour playing with that deck of cards that we won in the game.
Just like, hey, bro, if you can't sleep, have some more pie.
Yeah, all of a sudden we're all cursed.
That's fine. Graven, as you look through these cards, it's almost like a normal deck of playing cards, only it's symbols and things that you've never associated with the deck of cards. Whether it be a set of swords, crowns, pentagrams. The suits are a little different than what you're used to, and everyone has an accompanied picture, whether it be a raven or what they call a seeker, which looks like an old man with 20 eyeballs on his bald skull. Wizard that has tentacles, the transmutator, the innocent, the artifact, the hooded one. It seems strange to you. There's no magical property to these to say. But they are unique to you. If nothing else, you like looking at them. It was like me with magic cards back in high school.
Same. Because they look cool.
Yep.
Before I shut down, I will start messing around with the eyeglass, the spyglass that I want.
I'm instantly shutting off my lights.
Okay. It's fine as the night kind of, I guess the family time comes to an end. Kids are all ushered into their tents. Everybody dies down. The fire isn't completely put out, but it's more or less at nighttime just kept to be like an ember roar, right? They don't want like a big fire. Stan wishes you all a good night and thanks you all again for coming out. Thanks Jinx for everything for the day. Makes a note that this has been one of the best days that he's had in a very long time. And he hopes you all aren't strangers. And he does understand that you all are going to have to leave here, but looks forward to your all's return and reinforces that you all always have family in the Vistani. Whether it's Vallaki or here, or really anywhere around Barovia. Or he even makes the comment if it's back in Daggerford or Waterdeep or any of these other places, any winks that don't exist. Bids you all adieu. You all take the time to do whatever you're going to do, get a little bit of rest that you all can get.
Short rest.
Technically, it's not enough for a long rest. I'll give you all a short rest.
So we can start our long rest now, and because it's going to be interrupted, that just adds 1 hour to the total length that you need. So instead of 8 hours, we need a total of 9. So if it's 9 o'clock, we can get 3 now.
Yep.
And we need 6 more after the event.
Correct.
That is how long rests work when they're interrupted in game mechanically. So we can go ahead and start if we want, and we can still be up by 6, 7 a.m.
So what I was saying was, as of right now, if anybody needs a short rest, it's for free. So
Gotcha.
y'all are getting some rest, right?
Sure.
I'll take it anyway.
Yeah. I'll give it for free. Y'all don't need to burn one of your short rest. Because I mean, that's how I think of it. If you have downtime, downtime's still downtime. When it comes time, the moon is roughly where you all would think. I would say 11 o'clock is, because you guys have travel time, right? This is obviously all planned in. Jinx, you sitting outside, with the way you do shut down and all that, because you can see everything still, right?
I can see and hear you. I'm not moving my head around. I'm fixed in one direction. But
No, I got you. About, we'll call it like 10:30, about a half hour before you guys really get up and start moving. The camp's quiet, and you notice a flicker of light come from the vicinity of where Madam Eva's tent is. After that quick flash of light, you hear very slow and methodical footsteps. Honing in and watching this for a couple minutes, you notice Madam Eva is not even sneaking. It seems like she can just walk freely, like nobody questions what she does. But she starts making her way.
Making my way.
Back to where you guys came from, towards the gallows.
I'll send Skitter in to wake everybody up immediately.
Skitter comes in, kind of just like over all of you all, Arc Raider style, just sucks your face. As you all get up, I'll say probably about a half hour for you guys to really like get moving, so about 11. You know that it's probably going to take you about 30-40 minutes to walk back quietly. Try not to be seen. Are you all taking your gear, or are you leaving it? How are you guys actually going?
Taking my shit.
We can
Yeah,
put everything in the
100%.
bag of holding if you want. Just make it easier to carry.
To you all, I'm just asking how you all are doing
Well,
this.
not like camping gear, but like my
Weapons, and I got you.
fisticuffs. Everything else can stay. I don't fuck with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. As you all get up and start to get ready to go, silent. Slight glow of the embers of the, well, what was the fire. I need everybody to give me a stealth check. Come on, boys, roll them dice.
18. 18.
19.
2.
19.
Oh, look, when everyone needs to roll good, look, we all roll 19.
Oh, yeah.
I just 17 plus 2. Thank you very much. You give me my
That's how
19 and
19
shut
works.
up.
That is basic math. Okay. You all begin to make your way back to the southeast. You all meet up back up on the road. As light of gear as you could bring, just like the essentials for if you guys run into shit, right? At least how I see it, which gives you guys kind of not like an advantage, but an advantage on these checks, right?
We can use every advantage we can get.
Okay.
Give me all of the things all the time.
You all make it back down to the crossroads without issue. Start pushing back east towards Barovia. You know that you have about a mile before you hit the Gallows. Pallid moon hangs low in the sky, casting a weak silvery glow upon the mist-shrouded landscape below. Ancient trees loom on either side of the muddy road, their gnarled branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. As the witching hour approaches, an eerie stillness descends. Even the leaves cease their rustling, leaving the squelch of your boots through mud the only lingering sound. Everybody has a passive perception of 11 or higher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all hear the sound of a snapping twig that cuts through the silence like shattering glass. The bush behind you rustles, then abruptly falls still. What are we doing?
You said a bush rustles behind us and then
Yep.
suddenly falls still.
Yep. Abruptly falls still.
Jinx is gonna go check it out.
Okay.
Like, how far away from us was the noise, roughly?
About 50 yards. But because it's so quiet.
I will send my Raven, because that has not gone away yet, to go check it out. And I will look through its eyes.
Damn it. Quick retcon. Where was your Raven the whole night? Or the whole day?
On my shoulder.
Okay. Upon seeing that, Madam Eva would have made a comment about your pet Raven. We can retcon this, it's fine. She would just simply ask if she could pet it. And in that moment, she would kind of reminisce. And she would go on to tell you that she too used to have a pet. That she had to let go. And she would tell you a story. I'll send you the cliff notes later.
Sure.
It too was a bird. Still lives in the area. She hasn't seen it in a couple years. But she has no reason to believe that it's anything but feral now. And she's heartbroken. But seeing you have a pet Raven warmed her heart for a second and made her reminisce on her bird.
What kind of bird was it, if she's willing to share?
She calls it a rock.
Fuck me. Okay. I know where that's going. Jinx saw a nest when he was up in the air with Strahd earlier. It was a big one. Okay. Noted. Thank you.
But she describes it as a bird that was about twice the size as your Raven.
So it was a baby.
The last time she saw it.
Yeah. It was a baby.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe.
Cool.
I have it all intertwined, bro. I got it all intertwined.
I know you do.
All right.
So yeah, I'll send the Raven out to check out the noise.
Okay.
And I'm looking through its eyes while I'm doing it.
Okay. It takes about a minute. The Raven is able to lock in and finds the particular bush where there seems to be some sort of humanoid hiding in it. The bird would tell you that it's pretty heavily concealed, but there's definitely a humanoid that's hiding in this particular bush. It knows the exact location.
Okay. I would tell the Raven to go up in a tree and sit and watch it and let me know if it moves. And then I would convey that information to the rest of the party. Just said it was a humanoid. I couldn't tell what it was, but I can leave the Raven there and it can let us know if it decides to follow us and we can deal with it then.
Yeah.
Or at least see what it is when it comes out of the bush.
I'm good with that.
Talk me through what you're thinking.
So, with Find Familiar, I can cast touch spells through the bird at any distance within 100 feet.
Yep.
50 yards is only 75 feet.
Yep.
Nope, that's not right. It's
Yeah,
150
that
feet.
does not.
It's out of
Yeah.
range.
I was like,
It's out
yeah,
of range.
Yeah, it's out of range. Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to sneak into the forest 50 feet, but I could have the raven go down and touch a stone by the bush and cast light on it. If everybody's cool with that. If you want to know what it is now, I can do that.
I'd rather know what it is now than find out fucking in 10 minutes.
Agreed, I would too. And if we walk too far away, the bird can't tell me what it is anyway, so.
Mm.
He could command you to instantly fly to you once it moves.
I'm not worried about the bird getting hurt or anything. I mean,
I'm not either.
another
I'm
one.
just saying for us to still slowly move forward towards our goal.
Yeah,
And
it's
get this
50
thing
feet.
out of the forest.
I'm a stealthy boy. I'm not worried about it. If you guys want to know what it is now, I would prefer to know what it is now. So would
Same.
Torin.
Light it up.
Okay, I'll sneak 50 feet into the woods toward the bird so I can cast spells through it and still hear it talk to me since it's more than 50 yards is longer than I anticipated, and have it go down and cast light on a rock. Right, as close to the creature while still being out of what I would guess is arm's reach.
Lights up. You're within range of talking to this thing, right?
The bird, yeah.
Yeah. Comes back and it lets you know that there is a blonde-haired woman hiding behind the bush and trying to avoid the light, but not doing a good job of this. We saw the woman in the camp earlier. She was at the
Okay.
fire telling stories.
Is she the drunk one?
It's Eliza, yeah.
It's Eliza, yeah. Without telling, well, no, I would not think how I want to word this. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I would whisper shout back to the group. I'm not screaming at the top of my lungs, but I'm gonna whisper shout back to the group. It's Eliza. I'm gonna go grab her. Well, go get her, not grab her. But I need to be specific here. You got too excited when I said that.
Maybe if we crawl at Erdal Forest as well.
Any objections?
No. I mean,
He's obviously
we were told to
following
come
us
out
for a
here
reason.
about. Yeah.
One at a time. I couldn't hear you both.
Go on, Graven.
She's following us for some reason. So
And we were told not to be followed, so
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was my point.
Okay, I'll go in and I won't be super quiet about it, but I'm not going to be I'm not tromping through the fucking forest either. But when I get within earshot, I'm going to again whisper shout to her, Eliza.
As you start to push into the brush, you can see the emanating light off of this stone. And through the broken trees and the shrubbery.
Bray?
Shrubbery? What? No. You can make out what you think is the form of a person that's hiding in this bush. It's not doing a good job. It's moving around ever so slightly, just trying to figure out what it's doing. And as you call out Eliza, you hear a rustle in the bush and hands up. Just, calm down.
I'm not worked up.
Well, right. And she looks around. I mean, like she just got caught.
What are you doing?
Following you all?
Hi.
And she, like, slowly brings her hands down. It's not often we get travelers, and I heard the rustling in the tents when you all awoke. Just curious on where you're going. It's not often people like to wander around in the dangerous woods at night. Figured maybe you're getting more stories.
No, nothing like that. We're going for a walk. We have some things to check out, but it might not be safe. And we really need you to go back to the camp.
But out and about at midnight?
Yeah.
At the time when the monsters we feared spread.
You fear? I'm a robot. Do you think I fear monsters? And you saw Graven. I don't think he's scared of anything.
Well, I don't have a problem going back. Again, no harm. Would you mind telling me where you're going?
We're just going back toward Barovia a little bit, that's all. We saw something back there on the side of the road we want to check out.
Looks down for a second. Huh. Maybe come with. I've always loved adventure, and nobody ever lets me come.
That sounds like a personal problem, but I'm afraid you cannot attend, no.
I just want to be able to tell the good stories.
Maybe we'll be able to help you find a good story sometime soon, but tonight's not going to be it.
Mere persuasion.
Okay. $21. 16 plus 5.
Ponders for a second. Random branch off in the distance cracks and falls. And she kind of jumps for a second. Maybe you're right. Maybe I should go back. These woods are pretty dangerous, and like she kind of like backs up a little bit, just like looking around, like starts like just kind of just getting small, right? I'm terribly sorry. I didn't mean anything bad. I didn't know where you all were going.
No harm, no foul. We didn't take it any negative way. And verbally, I will tell the Raven to follow her back to camp. And that if anything happens, to rush back to camp and alert them.
You say it out loud in front of her?
To the Raven, yeah.
Okay. All right. I should be getting back. And she just, without care, like, hauls ass. Like, does not want to be there anymore after hearing the spooky dooky noises.
Okay. And the Raven's going with her, so I'll turn around and go back to the trail. And explain everything that happened to the party and who it was, what we talked about, all that. Lost my Raven for the night, but I've got Skitters still, so.
Think all good?
You all retrace the steps that you took earlier. Random creaks, random howls. Feeling of eyes watching at all times, but nothing's there. You all stop multiple times in this route just to check your surroundings. Just the fear of paranoia is so thick that you could cut it with a knife. You make it back to the Gallows, and as you approach through the tree line, you can see the outline of the actual hangman's noose and stand. And there's a slight ember glow that's illuminating the entire area, giving you this silhouette through the woods. As you come through the tree line, Madam Eva is sitting on the deck of the Gallows. A random decayed corpse hanging above her.
One that was not there before when we passed.
Correct. Yeah, it was not there. This thing looks, I don't know how else to say this. It looks undead. It looks like it was like, for lack of better terms, a zombie that she caught and hung up here. Right?
Okay.
I don't know how else to describe that. It's lifeless. It is not moving. And without even bringing her head up to recognize or to really pay respect to your all's existence, one by one, she names you off. Graven. Jinx. Torin.
Bob.
You all approach. She has an altar, like a makeshift altar set up. And she's on one side of the table, with the body hanging directly over the middle of the table. She says, "Pay no attention. It is but a vessel for fuel. Sit." And she waves for you all to sit across from her. There are 4 pillows set out around this table. And she points to the far right. She says, "This will be your protection. Xavath, sit."
I'll slowly sit.
She points to the one right next to it. "This will be your history. The information needed to be successful. Graven, sit." Points to the next one to the right.
Oh, with protection.
"You will find your ally. Your beacon of light, if you will. Torin,
Go to sit.
and she points to the last pillow. Your fate says where to end it all. Jinx, sit. Take it you said, DJ.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. As all of you sit down, she pulls out a deck of cards.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Her old hands begin working deftly. The ancient seer removes 14 cards from the top of the deck, setting them aside. The remaining cards she shuffles nimbly, twice, 3 times, 4 times. As she shuffles the deck, you all notice a velvet pouch upon the ground beside her. I wasn't there a moment before. You all look up, you realize that Madam Eva is no longer focused on her cards, but instead looking at your all's eyes, looking at the bag next to her. She cackles quietly. She says, The task you seek of me is no small boon. In exchange, I would ask for a boon of my own. She sits there shuffling cards in her hand. What do y'all say?
What we got to offer?
Everyone's like, nah, dog. I won't do this. I've played this game before.
I'm down. I just don't want to be the one always fucking talking, man.
I got you.
That's all.
I'm just letting it happen.
There's this moment of pause and quiet. She laughs. Not maniacally, just like cackles a little bit. Chuckles. Says, no worries. As creepy as I look, I'm not asking for anything dire.
And what are you asking for?
She pulls the pouch towards you all and opens it. And there are 10 gold pieces in it. And she says, my great-grandniece, Arabelle, will celebrate her 10th name day in 2 days' time. For this monumentous occasion, I wish to provide her a gift. But in my old age, I am quite unable to make the journey myself. She then goes on to say that her daughter loves a particular doll that is made in Vallaki. It is a brand of doll by the name of Blinsky.
Mm-hmm.
And she asked if you all wouldn't mind taking the coin, buying her a doll, and delivering it to her in Vallaki.
Where would we find the doll?
Blinsky has a store. That's where he makes everything. He manufactures everything out of Vallaki. You can't miss it. There's a giant doll on his wooden sign by the door.
So you want us to buy a doll in Vallaki and give it to your niece in Vallaki?
Yep. She nods and notes that the Blinsky toys are Arabelle's favorite. And that if you could deliver the toy to the Vistani encampment to the southwest of Vallaki by noon on Arabelle's name day, so 2 days from now.
You said southwest?
Yes. She also mentions that you all are more than welcome to keep any change from the transaction.
Thanks, Grandma.
I'll wait for this doll to cost 11 gold instead of 10.
We will do that for you.
She thanks you all. She kind of stops for a second and smirks. Because actually, now that I think about it, you all actually might you might enjoy talking to her. She's and she pauses for a minute. She's quite interesting.
Her name is Arabelle, right?
So you all agree?
Yep.
Okay. She hands you the pouch with the 10 gold, and y'all can do what you want with that.
Ain't no meat skin pouch, is it?
No, it's a red velvet.
You said purple.
Okay.
Or purple. Is it purple?
You said
Whatever
purple.
color. A velvet pouch. I said a velvet pouch, yeah.
As long as it's not some fucking Ziploc nutsack, we're good.
She can
So-
keep that meat pouch, bro.
So, as you all agree, She would also tell you all after saying that Arabelle's an interesting child, she makes a comment that you all may find befriending her family a gift in itself. She goes on to explain that her father goes by the name of Lavash, and that he is the leader of the Valakian Vistani encampment, and that his brother, Arigol, is a perceptive and intelligent man.
No lying. Got it. Bless you.
She, as you agree, and she tells you all of this. She's sitting there still just shuffling her cards in her hand. When you all finally do accept, she nods approvingly. She begins to sort cards. Madam Eva sets both decks upon the table before her, closing her eyes. She places her right hand over the surface of the larger deck. The crimson flame dim and swirl in eldritch patterns as her lips move silently, a distant tension spreading through the air. The sound of the rustling trees begin to dim, and the external world growing mute and insustainable. As the space within grows more solid, more real. Slowly, the crone draws 3 cards from the top of the deck, laying them face down separately on the ground, with the second laid between and above in its patterns. She then moves to the smaller deck, drawing 2 more cards. The first she places below the first 3, forming a cross. The second she places in the center. The shadows of the headstones around her sway like silhouettes, leaning in towards the cards like anxious watchers. Yet the air in the cemetery is perfectly still. No light intrudes besides the light of the 3 candles. No voice rings out in silence. Shadow and mist swirl beyond the graves, where the darkness of deepest night dwell. But here at its center, light yet reigns. The crone then moves her wrinkled hand to the leftmost card. First, she closes her eyes and tilts her head, as if listening to an unspoken word. The arcane light swirls and then shifts, their colors changing into deep, piercing blue. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancients will help you better understand your enemy. She turns the card. The light dances across its surface, revealing the illustration of a smirking guardsman looking up at a haughty prince, or a haughty priest. The priest pointing fingers mere inches from the guardsman's nose as the guardman readies a wicked curved dagger behind his back. The 9 of glyphs. The traitor. Her dark pupils shift from side to side, as though reading from an unseen text. I see an ancient foe in an old and noble house. The lost soul will lead you to him. She moves her hand to the second card. This one at the top of the cross. As she closes her eyes and listens once more, the candlelight flares, its colors bursting into a fierce, cheery yellow. She says, "This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope She flips the card. This time the light reveals a new illustration. An armored warrior clutching a cracked iron sword and a leather-bound wooden shield, his face obscured by a heavy iron helmet. The Five of Swords. The Mirrodom. Her eyes stare deep into the darkness that lurks beyond the candlelight. She says, "Look for a den of wolves in the hills overlooking a mountain lake. What you seek belongs to the Night Mother." She moves her hand to the third card. My fucking throat, so much reading. She moves her hand to the third card. At the right arm of the cross, her eyelids closing like a trance, her lips pursed in quiet contemplation. And the light vanishes for a heartbeat, and then returns in a nova of fierce burning white, so pure and strong and clean that it hurts to look at. Burns to see. Madam Eva snaps her eyes open, burning with a fierce determination. This is the card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. She says as she flips the card. The light reveals the third illustration, a solemn-faced man clad in holy vestments. One hand clutching the chain of a bronze censer that billows with burning smoke. The Eight of Glyphs. The Bishop. The crone's voice is strong with purpose. She says, "What you seek lies in an amber prison, where the devil fears no tread, or where the devil fears to tread." She intones, her eyes narrowing. "This weapon is long hidden. A house of the fallen dragon can lead you there." She moves to the fourth card. If you guys need me to slow down, let me know. Okay.
Good.
She moves to the fourth card, this time at the bottom of the cross, and listens once more, tracing small circles across its back as she hums a contemplative note. Magic flames leap and dance upon their wicks, now casting swirling violent ambers into the air as the graves beyond shimmer with a twilight glow. This card sheds light on the one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. She flips the card. This time the illustration reveals is a quiet graveyard choked with fog. Its entrance sealed with a sharp iron fence. Madam Eva whispers the mists as she leans forward. She pulls that over, greatly in this battle of darkness. She says, "A Vistana wanders this land alone, searching for her mentor. She does not stray in one place for long. Seek her out at St. Markovia's Abbey, near the mists."
St. Markovia is where the wine came from, too, isn't it? The Abbey.
Finally, she moves her hand to the fifth card. It nearly recoils, her brow frowning until the wrinkles split her forehead like a trench. Behind her, shadows encircle the candlelight until the light is very nearly swallowed by the creeping dark. The next she speaks, her raspy voice barely above a whisper. "Your enemy is the creature of darkness. whose powers are beyond mortality. When the hour of judgment arrives, this card will lead you to him. Her hand trembles above the card for a silent moment, and then death. Her ancient fingers reveal its opposite side. In the darkness, the fifth and final illusion is barely visible through the smoke and unnatural murk. Upon the card's surface dwells a depiction of a crowned, grinning emperor clad in royal finery and reaching for a goblet of wine. Though his limbs are wooden puppet's limbs, lashed to cord strings that disappear into the darkness overhead. Madam Eva slowly exhales. The Marionette. And with that, she says, look to the great heights. Find the beating heart of the castle. He waits nearby. As the last syllable passes through her lips, the older woman freezes and then rocks backwards, her eyes rolling until their whites gleam like pearls in the darkness. And then she snaps back, the candlelight burning down to its ordinary crimson glow. The sound of the natural world returns, the whispering of the wind through the trees, the distant hooting of the owls, not hows, Jesus Christ, and the fairway lapping of the Ilvis River against its banks. Silver moonlight once again pierces through the cemetery's edge.
Mhm.
And you feel yourself breathe for the first time since the reading began. Madam Eva says nothing. She only regards you silently with dark, heavy eyes.
Hmm.
And that is where we will end tonight's session.
I was watching Connor fight his demons to stay awake.
I was
Yes.
fighting.
Yeah.